Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning's Messages of Love from Above. As always, super excited to see what Spirit is going to bring through for us today. And before we get started, I always enjoy sending love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in doing that, of course, I welcome that with big open arms and heart. And whether you're watching this live or on replay, you can join me in doing that because that love is outside of space and time. And so we meet outside of space and time all together in this moment and send it out. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and just come back to right here, right now. And just let that love cascade down like a waterfall into our heart, fill us up, and overflow out to the world. Spinning a giant bubble of love around the earth. That love, that unconditional love may go and touch all the hearts that are ready for a new spark, a higher vibration of love on the planet. And if you yourself are in need of love right now for your heart, for your mind, for your body, for a loved one, a situation, a relationship, whatever it may be, we give you the love right now as well. Let's take it in like a giant hug from the universe, giant group hug. For you are surrounded by a host of beings of love, unconditional love, and light. Your guardian angel, your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, ascended masters, just a whole host always with you. You are never, ever alone. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for joining me in doing that. And always love feeling all this love energy come in. So thank you for the space and the opportunity to do that. Before we get into the readings, I do want to make sure everyone is aware. We got 2 days left for my weekly drawing. And here's the link to the video for each week. So Mondays is when I put out, when I have the drawing. Tuesdays, I put out the video for the following week, letting you know what I'm giving away and how to get into the drawing. And so just be sure to check that out. If you haven't, if you're subscribed, if you make sure your notification settings are set to all for my channel, you'll get notified of the winning videos, the drawings, and of course, any other new videos that I put out. So I like that. I am celebrating reaching 1,500 plus YouTube subscribers. So thank you guys so much for being a part of that, because I wouldn't be able to have done that, of course, without you. So my way of giving back, I started last Monday for 3 weeks. So for the next 2 Mondays as well, I'll be giving away a 1-hour personal recorded reading plus 5 15-minute personal recorded readings. So total of 6 winners. I really enjoyed doing the videos for the winners of this last Monday. So I'm excited for next Mondays as well. I like giving away stuff. You guys probably know that already. So in addition to that, of course, we had St. Patty's Day yesterday. For those of you that celebrated, there was a pick a card that came out about what blessing is coming your way. So if you haven't checked that out, you can surely do that as well. And then last Sunday, we had a special pick a card because it was my mama's birthday. And then also here in the United States, we leaped forward. We have this daylight savings time where we pretend we roll over time I think this year will be the last year we do that. It's the plan anyway with our government to change that so we don't keep on bouncing forward and backward. But because of that, we got messages from our future self as well as from our mother's spirit, their higher self, whether they're still here on the physical plane or on the other side. Their higher self had messages for us. So if you want to check that out, that's the pick a card for that. And we are like right around the middle, a little past the middle of March already. So if you haven't checked out your March reading, here is the link, and that's the playlist for each individual zodiac sign. And of course, you can check your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus, your Mars, whatever energy you're looking at to know about March, because each of those planets give us a different window. We look out of our home of ourselves to see that stuff. So that is what they have right now. And I think that's everything I wanted to talk about here. So let me get, let's see, without spilling my coffee here, let me get my desktop all set up and we will get into the readings. So I am excited here. Let me just do this. All right. So that is good there. All right. Just shrink this down a little bit. All right. Thank you. I try not to do too many things at once because I'll end up closing stuff out. So there we go. If you're new to my channel and new to these readings, how they work is for the free readings, I do go down in order of the chat. First come, first serve. There's no special list. The chat is the list. And so I just go down in order. You can just put your question out there. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you're wanting, and that's the most important one. And so we'll be able to do that. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. So I step outside of the readings, free readings, and complete those. I go deeper into those as well. And then I jump back into the free readings and continue going down to the list in order. To make a donation, you can use the super chat down below, which YouTube takes about a third of that for administrative fees. But if you want to make a donation another way, I do have Venmo, CashApp, Square, and PayPal. All those are in the linked or the pinned comment at the very top and also in the description box of the video down below as well. So that's the skinny. That's how it works. If you're wondering, the list gets very long very fast. I do post an hour before I start. Usually it's an hour before the session starts, just to announce, and it puts out like a little notification out to all my followers. And you can actually jump into that early and get in the list. It's like going to a concert that doesn't have assigned seats. You can get in order, you can line up early. So if you have set your notification settings to all, you'll get notified of that. And it's about an hour before is when I do that. Excuse me. So that is the skinny on how it all works. And let me just shrink some stuff here. There we go. And let me just check out here. All right. And we are good to go. So I don't have any donations yet, so we'll start at the very top and work our way down. And first up, we have Anya Ohuya. Hello, Anya. I am going to be using the Naked Heart Tarot. It's one of my favorite tarot decks, so that's what we'll be using today. I like the pictures are beautiful and vibrant. And so, Anya, hello. Will you be accepted into the current college that you're applying for? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know. Really, really want this card and this one. Wow. So you have the movement of wands and the movement of swords. The movements are the knights. So these are both the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about, they're all about movement. So there is this movement that's happening here. This is communication. So you will be getting communication very quickly on this college here. And because this is like fastest moving here. Um, there's this um underlying thing here. It's like, yeah, you could get accepted to the current college you're applying for, but I feel like this is a change of mind, is really what I feel, especially with this Knight of Swords. I feel like you have a different option come up that is more in alignment with your energy and where you want to go and what you want to do. This is like a change of mind. And I don't know if there's like this, you might have some opinions from other people. Excuse me, so sorry. And a frog there. Yeah, and it's your voice, right? You want to be heard, but I feel like you are wanting to go to this college because a lot of people have placed this in your mind, like the expectation of this is where you should go, supposed to go, need to go. And you're like, okay, well, I'll do this, but there's something else. There's something more in alignment with your heart, with your energy, where you really want to go. And I feel like you are wanting to switch directions and go to somewhere else that's more in alignment with your energy. So you could apply. I mean, you probably will get accepted in this college that you're applying for, but I just feel like it's not the one for you, that there's one that's more in alignment with where you want to go, where you want to head, where you want to end up in your life. And you don't have to um, follow what everyone else wants you to do. You get to decide for you. It's important at this time for you to decide for you and not just go along with what everyone else is wanting you to do. So I like that for you, Anya. So that is what they have for you right now. So many blessings for you. And up next will be Divine Light. I just need to clear my throat here. So sorry. All right, much better. So, Divine Light, good morning. You want to know what messages do angels have for you for the upcoming months? Let's take a look here. See what they want you to be aware of. All right. So, you do have some um, important relationship or important relationships coming up for you. Of course, with the love card, the lover's card, it can be romantic, but it can be best friends, it can be family, whatever it might be. But there is this important relationship, significant ones coming up because it is a major arcana. The Six of Pentacles shows you that the part of the development, part of the flow of the interactions you have has to do with your belief around equal giving and receiving. And this can impact a lot of areas of your life, but it definitely impacts our relationships and interactions because it tells me that and this is normal for most humans on this planet, when we were younger, growing up, we had to fight for attention and for love, where eventually, we have this rate of exchange of love that's out of balance, right? We had to give 100 coins of love to get 1 coin back. And that could be parents, grandparents, coaches, teachers, whatever. Usually it's when our emotional body is developing, which is 7 years old and younger. And we don't know any better as children. We just go, okay, that's the exchange rate, 100 to 1. I have to give 100, I get 1 back. And then that just sinks down into our subconscious and impacts our schooling, our work, and all our relationships. It just has this feeling of unworthiness or lack where we feel we have to overdo things to get a little bit back. So I feel like over these next upcoming months that these relationships that are coming towards you are allowing you to see, and it's important for you to reflect and do that, kind of bring that subconscious out of balance rate of love exchange to the conscious brain and just question going, who was it that I had to overdo that when I was younger? And you're like, oh yeah, maybe it was your parents. Usually they're a usual suspect because they're young when we're born usually, and they're trying to do all this stuff, trying to survive and trying to make sure we're fed and everything else, that they are so busy that it's hard to give us the attention that the little inner child in us wants. We want a lot of attention, a lot of love. We usually don't get it. No human child normally does. And we just bring that up and we're like, ah, da-da. We bring it into our consciousness. We're able to hit the little edit button appears on it. We click on it. We delete those zeros to make it 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 100. Click save and put it back down, and it changes our energy of allowing things, allowing people to give to us, allow a more equal giving and receiving type of relationship. So that is what they have for you right now, Divine Light. I like it. So beautiful, beautiful relationships coming, and that is the advice of Spirit, just how we can even transform them even more. So I like it. So many blessings to you, Divine Light. Hey, Brenda. Hello, hello. Today you had a heated conversation with your mother-in-law. Will she realize ever or go with her attitude? What will be her last days of life, and waiting for her deeds to be paid off? Let's take a look here. So I feel like you're asking, will she ever change her attitude? Well, we'll take a look here and see what Spirit has here for us, and about her last days, etc. Yeah. So every moment is a choice, right? We have this wonderful mirror of the swords, and this is when swords crossed path, and that's when there's conflict, right? When our little small truths of fear are, you know, conflicted against someone else's small truths of fear, someone's opinion of how things should be versus someone else's opinion of how it should be. A heated conversation takes two swords, right? Because it doesn't get heated if one person is unconditionally loving and the other person is in fear, because the unconditionally loving person, which would be with the moon, listens, is empathetic, has love flowing out of him, sees that the person is in fear, and comforts them to where that little 2-year-old that's inside, that's having the tantrum, they're calmed down, they're embraced, they feel safe, right? Because this is 9 of Swords here. When we ask, will anyone ever change their attitude? As long as we have fears, this is the 9 of Swords. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations, and all the 9 of Swords. This is the insomnia nightmare card, right? Which means that, and the 9 is the hermit's journey. Turning inward and understanding our fears is what releases us from reacting that way, right? The more we look at our triggers and what's coming up, we release our fears more and more. And that's what's great about the 9 is it is an internal journey. The 10 after this is the release of old expectations and opinions as we connect to the higher realms. Seeing things from a place of unconditional love allows us to be free from that. And then it's a peaceful interactions, right? So we all come down here to experience fear. And when we're done, every moment we have a choice. The mental choice of, are we going to choose stories of what's happening of unconditional love, or are we going to put a story of fear of losing conditional love around it? So, when we have heated conversations with others, that means, heated means two hissing cats fighting, right? That's what we do when our human goes into fear mode. We turn into that little 2-year-old, or I like referring it to as a cat mind, because our compassionate, loving, intelligent human side of us is gone when that little child inside of us feels unsafe or out of control, and it goes into the hissing mode where it'll hiss and attack, or hiss, attack, and run away, right? And so, when we're looking at other people going, when are they going to change? It's like, remember, 3 fingers are pointing back at us. When are they going to stop getting in arguments with me? Well, when I stop arguing, because that's the mirror for me, right? So we'll constantly have mirrors in our lives in a variety of different ways, showing us what we want to see about ourselves to free ourselves. And so you can ask yourself questions. All these questions is, when will you realize or let go of your attitude? When are your last days of your life going to be? Are you waiting for your deeds to be paid off? So there's this, awareness that's coming, and we can usually tell when it's a very like uh, challenging relationship we have. It's probably one of our closest souls we have on the other side, because before we come down here, we do ask, hey, I want to experience these things. Anyone willing to be that, aggressive, mirror for me? And we're such loving beings. We're like, oh, I don't know. I want to be more loving to you. It takes the ones that really, really, truly have a wonderful bond with us go, I'll be that for you in this lifetime, as long as you be this for me in the lifetime too. And we're like, okay, let's do that. Shake hands, let's go. So I feel like that's what mainly Spirit wants you to know, because when you're getting involved in her business, her last days, when is she going to do this? Really, it's reflecting back to ask yourself these questions. And you also asked just, should you go back to the city without compensation from your in-laws? So is it in your highest experience to go back to your city without taking compensation from your in-laws? Yeah, it appears to be here. You have the Three of Wands, you choosing to go a different direction. Two of Cups, because loving connection is more important to you. And you do find a loving connection with the change of direction that you go. So it feels like that is a yes. That what is the loving thing to do for yourself, right? What's loving? Not like what do I fear not having enough, whatever. It's like, is it? Do I want to look back on life and go, yeah, I won battles and I got my money and my compensation, or that I released and I chose love. I chose unconditional love in a situation, instead of trying to fight for more and more. I chose the path of love. So that's what I feel is coming through right now, Brenda. I know that's not what we probably want to hear, but what do we wish for? Do we want to be right, or do we want to live a life of peace and love, right? All right. So that is what they have for you. New Love, you are up next for the next free reading here. All right. And New Love, can we describe your next partner in looks and personality? Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Wow. You did get the Lovers card coming in here. So your next partner, very loving, you'll know by this, it's someone that is so much on the same branch as you, someone you see eye to eye, a lot of things here. So I really like that, letting you know that, their personality is very compatible with yours. And so you're going to realize that. You have the movement of swords, which is the Knight of Swords in the Standard Tarot. And I feel like what this is saying, they're not telling you exact specifics because they want you to enjoy the scavenger hunt a bit of the new, with this new one coming in. But they're seeing, the small t truths. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our expectations. And I feel like there's a change of mindset, a change of expectations, that you look different. You look at things differently. And what that's telling me is that it's going to be someone that would be out of your norm, someone that you wouldn't expect it to be. But it's great, because it's like a nice surprise. It's not like the same old. Like sometimes we think we have a type, but there, as we change in life, our desires, what is meant for us can change too. So I really like this opening up, allowing yourself to, release more of these expectations, because that's what that Knight of Swords does too. They're searching for that Ace of Swords, which is allows you to connect to the higher realm, the capital T truths rooted in unconditional love that help you slice away a lot of the supposed to and the should and the need to of who they are supposed to be, what they're supposed to look like, what is their personality supposed to be. And you're just allowing more of a flow, allowing more of the when and the who and the how to be in the hands of spirit, trusting that they're going to bring you that which is for your highest experience. And so I like that release of that. But it is someone you see eye to eye on. Maybe they're the same height as you. but but I like that. That it's just, it feels very compatible. It just meshes so well. And the combination of you coming together has that little heart in the middle between their beaks. And it's just very flowing. And I like that for you. But they're like, we don't want to give you too much because it's all little tidbits. They want to help you on your journey of discovering. Here, the human, we get impatient. We want to know, and just let us know everything right now so I feel safe and I have, I feel secure in it. But on the other side, we have that, right? The spirit world, we want to know something, the information comes. We want to be somewhere, we're there. We don't get to walk and journey towards it. So that's one of the beautiful things that draws us into this realm, is the journey of going from here to there and enjoying the process of doing that. I know sometimes when I go walking, I can feel spirit with me. They just enjoy feeling that experience of moving in a direction instead of just being there. It's like it's different here. So that's what they have for you, new love. I like it for you. I know, piece by piece. All right. So that is what they have. Many blessings to you. All right. And we'll continue moving down the list here. So VD Jalan, hello, hello. So why do you have a tendency to doubt yourself and underestimate yourself so much that you feel everyone out there is better than you in all aspects? Okay. Let's take a look here. It's a normal feeling of humans. We all, I'm sure everyone here in the chat's all, hey, come join the club. We all start off that way, for sure. And so we have the Spirit of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, and then you also have the Innocence of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. And so we all have this tendency, our whole journey here is this journey of worth. And it comes from all of these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that we're filled with as we're growing up. And like I said, it is normal for humans, because we have so many rules that are given to us from so many different people growing up of who you're supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be in order to be worthy and lovable. And it's passed down from generation to generation to generation. And it's like a whole journey of worth. This human side of us, we chose to come down here to experience what it might feel like to feel small, to feel unworthy, to feel powerless, to feel constricted. And but when we're ready, and we're tired of feeling that way, which I feel you have been at that level, like you get to this point in your life because there's something inside of you that I am worthy of love, I am powerful, because you're connecting more and more to the actor behind your character. We're veiled and blinded in order for us to experience this life without knowing it. There's a story, and this is for everyone, where a prince who was in a castle, surrounded by all this love and all this, anything they could ever want. They wanted to understand what it meant to be royal and to live the life they did. They wanted to see what the kingdom, the townspeople experienced. And so they him and a few, his personal guards and buddies and advisors, they all dressed in non-royal clothes and went to a city far enough away from the castle that people may not recognize the prince. And they walked around, and he was like, "Okay, I see how they all live." And but he still remembered he was royal. And they went back, in the evening. He was like, everyone was wondering, how did it feel? And they're like, oh, it's not quite what I thought it was going to reveal to me, because I knew I was coming back here. I knew who I was. So one of his advisors said, well, here's this potion that will make you forget who you are for, like 3/4 of the day. If you want to try to see what it would be like to not remember who you are as royalty. And then he's like, yeah. So the next day they plotted and planned, and they all changed their clothes again into the non-royal clothes so they would just kind of fit in. And then he took the drug and he passed out, and they took him to another city far away, town, and they put him in a haystack, and they all were around, but he forgot who he was and who all his friends were and everything else. And so he woke up scared, not knowing when his next meal would come, who he was, what he was supposed to do. Just felt the fear but it also allowed him to experience the human life without remembering how powerful and everything they really are. Slowly, as he reached toward 3/4 of the day, his memory started to come back of how powerful he was, who he was, what he had waiting for him. And he was able to experience the fears of being non-royal next to their memory of being royal. And it was coming back to like, oh, so this is what we did. We chose to veil ourselves from the memory of who we really are down here so that we could experience things so purely, contrasting the difference between feeling non-royal and then remembering how royal we are. So the tendency that we have for self-doubt and for all that has to do with the experiences that we've had growing up, not remembering how powerful we are. And the more we connect to the higher realms, the more we connect and realize that the outside world is unstable. It's inward and upward that's stable. The more we connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm that are rooted in unconditional love, the more we're able to cut away the fears and the self-doubts and those things that send us in that into the direction of feeling small again. And it's okay. There's no right or wrong feeling. They just feel different. We came down here to feel them, so we don't beat ourselves up when, oh, I have some self-doubt. That's the fear. Okay, I don't want to feel that anymore. I'm going to choose, what I do want to feel, and things transform. And I feel you're at that place because you do have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. 10 of Cups is you're going to be feeling this fullness of emotion as you connect to the higher realms. And the 10 of Wands is a change of where you invest your energy. And that's the biggest thing, is every moment is so simple. Our human wants to make it complicated to keep us in the game. But when we realize every moment is a choice between unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. We make a mental choice of the story we put to each moment. We get to choose the emotion we feel as we go through it, and we get to focus where our energy is being invested. And wherever we invest our energy is what grows and expands. So we're so powerful when we realize, and we can step into our power and realize no one else and nothing else gets to decide what story, emotion, and energy I put forward. That's me. I'm the powerful one. And then everyone else chooses for themselves, which is great. You release yourself from choosing for everyone else, and you're like, I just get to choose for me in each moment. And when we focus our energy on what we're grateful for, what we do want to draw in, and that unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, we draw more of that in, and it grows and expands. And when we find ourselves doing our old habit, it's a habit that we have, what we're taught, self-doubt and all those other fears, right? We're taught to focus on the stories of fear, the emotions of fear, and the energy of fear. Focusing on what we feel is missing in our life. That's we're supposed to have to be happy, when we can be happy remembering who we are, right? For no reason whatsoever. No one can take it away. But we focus on what's missing, missingness grows. When we focus on what is in our life that we feel we don't want, it grows because we're powerful, we're feeding it. So when we fear something's going to leave our life, our energy repels it out of our life, right? And when we fear something is going to come into our life, we're like, come on, and we draw it into our life. So such a powerful, powerful energy in each moment. And we get to decide. And when we realize we're focusing on this, that's our old habit. We're just like, be gentle with yourself and go, I've had enough of that. I'm ready, to feel this. Neither's right, neither's wrong. Each just feels different, right? And so, what a beautiful message. And I feel like if anyone else was listening to this is absolutely uh, for you and for me, but for everyone else too. So that's why they wanted to go in deeper here, because it's such a powerful, life changing awareness. So that's what they have for you, BD. I like it. So many, many blessings to you. And we will continue moving down the list. Yeah, absolutely. And also, something that really helped, because how do you change a habit, right? And I call it, or we're habit rabbits. We just hop, hop, hop in the direction we've been trained to do it. So something I did that helped was, if you have a cell phone, especially these days, most people do. I set a vibrating alarm on my phone, for all my waking hours. Every hour, just come back to love, come back to your power, breathe, whatever you want it to do. And it's each hour just drawing us back over here, right? So, when I find myself over here and my alarm would go off, I would, oh, that's right. And I'd focus on what I'm grateful for and unconditional love and stuff. And then drift back and alarm would go off. Oh, that's right. And I'd just be gentle with yourself. And then it became where the amount of how quickly I returned back to fear became slower and slower and slower, because this was becoming my habit, my habit, my habit instead. So whatever you feel you need to do to change a habit, we just change our habit of what we're focusing on, and then it just changes our life because the energy changes. So I like it. You got it. You got it. You're very welcome, BD. All right. So the next free reading will be Esther E, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Dune. And you want to know about your summer this year. What does Spirit want you to know? Let's take a look and see what they want you to know around summer. Okay, those, anything else? All right, those two. So you got 3, 1, and 2. All right. So you're starting off here with a really I feel like your summer is looking at some of the other cards here. It's this beautiful balance of spending time going inward, and then what you're learning on the inward, applying it to the outside world. So I feel like you're doing this ebb and flow during the summer of going inward and then going outward, and then going inward, and going back outward. Because you have the Ace of Cups, which is you connecting to the unconditional love of the higher realm. And you have the Judgment card, which is you're, going through this transformation, but your higher self is pulling you upward, which you also have here with the Spirit of Swords, the King of Swords, which is about really looking into your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. And this Ace of Swords here allows you to connect to the capital T truths rooted in this unconditional love, the knowledge and the wisdom of the higher realms. And it allows you to cut away a lot of the, fears that we have around things. And so you are definitely, the summer is like this transformative, beautiful energy that's coming in, because you With that Ace of Cups, you fill up with that love and it overflows out to the world. And so that's where you go inward, you find this, beautiful chalice, this holy grail, you become this, you fill up with the unconditional love and it overflows out. And here's the overflow out to the world. And so there's like this beautiful, beautiful energy, that love energy that you just feel like, wow, I mean, just like glowing almost with this energy. So, you're doing the removal of these fears and cutting things out of your life that have done what they've needed to do, but you're like ready to cut all these weights off. It's like all these sandbags that are holding this hot air balloon down, and you're just cutting them, and you're going higher and higher, and going in different places. And it's significant for you, not, I mean, you have the Judgment card, which is a significant card, but you have the Hermit card, which is the drawing inward, allowing spirit and your higher self to guide you. And you have the Chariot, which is victory and movement, the power of choice coming in. What I was just talking with Vidi about, this is the card that represents every moment you realize is a choice that you're making, of the story you're applying to it, the emotion you're applying, choosing to feel, and the energy that you're investing in each moment. And I feel like that's this ebb and flow. It's almost like you're going to class. It's like, if you've ever had a science class where you go in and you read the books, and then you go into the laboratory, and you put it into practice. You put the chemicals together, slice open things and microscope, and you really get into it all. That's what I feel you're going back and forth with the summer, is that you kind of go inward for some knowledge, and then you move outward to apply it. You're like, oh, this is cool. Okay, I'm going to go back in, and you readjust, and you connect deeper, and then you move to the outside world and apply it. And you're like, cool. Oh, wow, this really works. And then you go back inside, and you're releasing stuff, and you see the impact as you move back into the outside world. So your summer feels like this beautiful ebb and flow of inward and learning and outward and applying, and inward and learning and outward and applying, which is that Chariot card. It's victorious. That's beautiful. And I like it for you. So that is a peek into your summer, Dune. So I like it. So many blessings to you. And thank you again so much for your donation. All right. I don't have any other donations, so we'll continue moving on down the list here. And Esther E. So good morning to you. And what do you need to know about your finances? Let's take a look here. See what Spirit has for you. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. So you have the Heart of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, she rules over water, but also is given a second portion of water. So she's really a deep diver into her emotions, really is connecting with her heart, trusts her intuition and her gut. So with your finances here, I do feel like you're having this change of direction come in here. The Three of Wands is about, Wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your overall energy type of, influence in your life. But the Three of Wands is like we're heading in a direction, and then with new information, new experiences, you're like, I'm going to go this way instead. But it's you choosing it. It's not like it happens to you. So I feel like with your finances, you have some information that's coming in, this gut instinct, and your heart wants to do something. And I feel like you really want to go this different direction. And you do. The Eight of Wands here also, again, more Wands energy, represents not only a lot of energy coming in and fast movement in this new direction, but this is also represents messages from spirit. So, there is definitely this spiritual tone to your life where it means that you're going to be getting messages all over the frickin' place from spirit, which is like in the physical world, you're going to get signs and synchronicities that unfold. You're going to have ideas and solutions just drop into your head like seemingly out of nowhere. You're going to get these emotional messages that just flow into your heart that your mind takes a little bit of time to interpret and go, oh, that's what that means. Just a lot of spiritual movement guiding you in a direction more in alignment with your heart that brings you abundance, that brings you answers, that brings you solutions where you wouldn't have before. So whatever you can do to turn down your fear noise and get out of the way from all the chaos, just take some breaths and center yourself and just reach out with your heart to spirit and go, all right, they don't meddle in your life. They honor your free will and power of choice. But if of your own free will, you're like, all right, dudes and dudettes, bring me messages and solutions and ideas because I'm open to it and I want to hear from you. And you'll get them all over the place. You'll see them. And it does take you in a direction that is somewhere that it's like you're changing direction. And it's somewhere you normally wouldn't have gone before. So I like it for you, Esther E. That's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings for you. And Cheery, you are up next. So you feel a sudden disconnection from spirituality and yourself. What's the cause? How can you get it back? All right, let's take a look here and see. Which that is normal. We go through these ebbs and flows in life. And if you weren't listening when I was talking to VD here probably 3 or 4 people ago, try rewinding. There was some beautiful information that was coming through there. But the reason why here you have the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is your drive, your ambition, your overall energy and what's going on. And so there's this conflict. Fear is what draws us out of our spirituality. It feels like we disconnect from ourselves because we do. We go out of our human adult mind that's intelligent and compassionate and full of love and life. And whenever our little inner child feels unsafe or out of control, it sounds the alarms and pushes everything else out. And quite literally, even in our physical body, blood rushes from our brains to our arms and to our legs so we can fight, the fight or, the fight and fight or flight to stay alive or to run like, crazy to get away from danger to be safe. Well, when we go into that mode, yeah, we disconnect from our spiritual side. We become a hissing little cat that just attacks or runs away and hides until it feels safe again, and then we return. So something triggered some fears in you, in your inner child, to sound the alarms, which in this day and age, it's easy for us to do that with everything that can happen. But when we find ourselves taking deep breaths allows our body and our mind to return back as it floods and gets rid of the adrenaline. It calms us, whatever we can do to calm ourselves. Deep breathing, doing several of those helps us come back. Anytime we feel fear rising or we realize, all right, I'm freaking out, I'm in fear, breathe, breathe, breathe. And then we're like, oh, here I come back. And now let me, am I safe? Do I feel okay? All right, good. Now let me see what was triggering me. What was I fearing, right? And so that's how you can get back to, that beautiful, beautiful place of you, the starry side of you, connecting to your higher self, movement of emotion, connect to the unconditional love of up above. Our whole pursuit here is to return back to unconditional love. And we come down here to experience what it might feel like to be unlovable and to experience all those opposites. I talk about this. Actually, I'm going to talk about my shirt today. So, if I don't experience the shadow side of this earth, I don't realize that I'm wearing a white undershirt. And same here. It's a better example of this is, this whole tapestry. If it was all black, you wouldn't see the design of who we are in the middle. Because if it was all beige, you wouldn't see anything. So we come down here to understand ourselves more and to dive into it. So we can be gentle, knowing I came down here to experience these feelings of what it might feel like to feel disconnected. And then when I'm done feeling that, I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I want to connect again. We come out of fear and we connect through unconditional love back to who we really are. So just realizing when we feel disconnected, it's fear taking us there. Again, calming ourselves in whatever way we can to feel safe and in control again and calm. And then that's when we return back. That's when our brain allows us to return back. There's a great book called Whole Brain Living. And I forget the doctor. She's so wonderful, so sweet and amazing. But it's a great book because it talks about the four characters in our brain, where we have our human side of our emotion and mind and our spiritual side of emotion and mind. Because she had a heart attack and lost everything in the left hand side and had this beautiful connection to the spirit world and was no earthly good because she saw everything as one. It's really a wonderful story if you guys are able to check her out. But it's where you learn that when we go into fight or flight mode, the mind and the spiritual side, all that gets kicked out, and our little emotional child is the one that's left in charge. It says, everyone else out. And that's why we feel such a disconnect. It's a beautiful, and they have a wonderful ways of having she gives ideas on how you calm yourself and also how you can have a little huddle between all four to determine who should be in charge right now for what we're facing. Because sometimes, like if we're in danger, true danger, we want that person to get us out of trouble. But then it needs to step aside when we're out of danger, right? But wonderful, a lot of information, I know, but they're being chatty today. That's what they have for you, Cheery. Hopefully that's helpful. And I feel like this is more for than just you and me, because they're going into a lot of details today. But that is what they have. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. So let me make sure here. Yeah, we are good. So, Spiritual Gifts Diva, you are up next. They want to know, is Rishikesh in love with you? Let's take a look here. Don't feel like there's like the in love energy that's here. I feel like they the Ace of Swords, they're focusing on connecting to the higher realm, and they're cutting away a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about things in their life. And I feel like this is like them watching you, and I know this probably feels like you sometimes, right? Burden, feeling like you've invested so much energy in your life of where you're headed and what you've been doing. You've been on a huge path. And this 10 of Wands here is the ending of this journey that you've been on, and you're ready for this new beginning of a new journey that's coming in, right? Of where you're investing your energy in a different way. So you're in this midst of a transformation that's about to happen. And I feel like they are focusing on their life and doing that, but they're watching you. And I feel like they're waiting for you to finish going through this because they're not sure where you're going to end up. And they're, kind of focusing on their higher knowledge, their higher awareness, and cutting away their fears out of their life. So they're kind of doing their thing and they're watching you do your thing. And I feel like they're waiting for them to finish doing some significant overhauls in their life. And they're waiting to see where you end up after your overhaul. So I feel like they're not allowing their heart to go into a place of in love. I feel like they're in like this uh I don't know, it's like this a waiting period, a pause, the in betweens. You know, when we have a space of we know this is happening and this is happening, and there's like this space of when we're going from one place to another and we're waiting for things to kind of shake out. And that's what I kind of feel the energy with Rishikesh right now. So that's what they have. I know. Yay! But that is their message for you. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. And Sunita Jane, you will be the next free reading up, but I do have a donation that is coming through here. Thank you so much, Renee. It has been a while, right? All right. I am doing very well. I hope you are doing very well as well. You already know. You already know what they're going to say. Sorry, I'm just, let me just, instead of trying to do that, let me just move it here where I can read it. All right. Yeah, I like that. I already know what you're going to say. That's right. We need confirmation. And usually people are not too surprised when we get readings. We're pretty intelligent, connected humans. Uh, so it is usually confirmation. It just they sort things out, and we get the confirmation and the validation we need in things. Sometimes we know it and we don't want to hear it. Which I know. I mean, I've been doing readings for over 25 years, and starting off with myself, that's what I'm talking about. It was like I would get messages. I'm like, oh, let me pull cards again. Why do I keep getting the same cards over and over again? The same messages. They're like, duh. So I like it. All right. Yeah, no waste. you, so you have the Ace of Pentacles here, Renee, which is the journey has been about you discovering your worth from the inside, right? And looking and seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a completely different way. So you've been really uh, moving your worth from retail price to self worth. Retail price is how we rate ourselves in the outside world. How do other people, what is our worth to them? That's not self worth. That's why I call it retail price. But self worth, we turn inward and upward to capital S self worth. And that's what you've been working on here. Seven of Pentacles is what's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree? The fruit. So over these last couple of years, like you said, you've been doing this, and what's at the very root? The Ace of Pentacles. So the root of the weight and the mission you've been on has been this, and then your third card, which is great because you're like, thank goodness. The Eight of Pentacles is about you're finding your worth, right? And this is moving from an apprentice to a master. So you've been putting in all the work, all the blood, sweat, and tears over these last couple years, and now your outside world is about to move. You're about to have this change that happens, whether it's relationship, job, education, body, movement of location, movement of money, whatever it is, the work that you've been doing over the last couple of years, you're about to have this change in this movement because you also have the Death card. Here's the cycle. Hallelujah. This 2.5 year cycle. The moon goes every 30 days, but there's some planets that take years to go around the sun. And this is this death and this rebirth that's happening, which we were just talking about, which brings you abundance in the outside world. So you had the Ace, the 7, the 8, and here's the 10 of Pentacles. Because your journey really has been the 9 of Pentacles, which is the obvious missing one between these three ones, right? Which the 9 is the Hermit's journey, which you specifically mentioned, Hermit mode. And the 9 of Pentacles is that Ace of Pentacles about you turn inward to find your worth, but you're never alone. You have spirit there with you, right? All along the way, allowing you to see your worth so differently. And if you could go back in time and watch yourself as who you were 2.5 years ago, you wouldn't even recognize yourself now, which is beautiful, right? Because your last card is the Judgment card, double endings, double new beginnings, your higher self calling your human self to this higher place. So definitely, you're like, yep, this is what I knew, right? You knew that this was a calling. You knew that you were being called inward and upward so you could recognize who you really are, that you're so much more than this, you know, black and white butterfly here, that you are this beautiful, beautiful transformation that you've been going through, adding such color from your life, moving from a black and white world 2.5 years ago to a world of color and variations and seeing things from this higher perspective. A lot of endings, a lot of new beginnings. Feel like you have been like Madonna, over these, over her lifetime, she transformed from so much all the time. That's why she was successful in a lot of her doing what she was doing, because she didn't stay the same person, all that time. She transformed and transformed and transformed. And I feel like they're bringing up that for a reason for you too. So strike a pose. I like it. So that's what they have for you, Renee. Thank you again so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right. So we'll return back here, and we are just at the top of the first hour. So I always like to just let everyone know how these work in case you're new to this channel and to these readings. I do go down in order for the free readings, first come, first serve. So I just moved down. I try to pull just a couple cards. Today they've been a little chatty, going and expanding quite a bit, but it's because it's usually when they do that, it's more than just for one person. It's like a message that we all can glean from and learn from. But usually it's very fast, a couple cards, we go down the free readings. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, as you might have just witnessed, and I step outside of that. Free readings, complete those, I go deeper into those, and then I return back and continue going down the list. I'm usually on for about 2 hours each session. So I'll be on for about another hour, and I try to get through as many free readings as I can. So that's been the public service message. Now back to the regular scheduled program. All right. So Sunita Jain, good morning to you. And you would like some spiritual guidance? Absolutely. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. So you got 2 sets of cards here. Let's see what this is about here. Oh, there's 3 in this one. All right. So you do have this power coming in here, a lot of fire happening in your life right now. You have the Spirit of Wands, which is the King of Wands, and the Six of Wands. This is like recognition, and I really feel it's important that you know your higher self, which is being represented here in this card for you in your reading, that they recognize you. The spirit world sees you. They see what you do. They see all the sacrifices, all the efforts you put in, even if you don't feel like you're getting recognition from the outside world. You are seen. You are known. You are never alone any second ever. And I've, excuse me, I feel like they want you to know that. Um, to start off. And then you have the Spirit of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles. You have the Four of Pentacles. Both of these represent, really the King of Pentacles, this is one of the huge pieces of wisdom that they share, which is when we realize that when we define our worth by the outside world, we feel very unstable. And eventually we get tired of the instability of relationships, situations, and things, because of course, relationships, people change, people pass away, people walk away. So those are very unstable. Situations never stay the same, like jobs and education and social status, things like that never stay the same. And then things that they break down, they blow up, and including our bodies, right? Deteriorate, stolen. And so we eventually grow tired of looking to the outside world for our worth, and we turn inward and upward to find that which is stable and solid. It's the eternal, unconditional love of up above. We start defining ourselves by that instead of the outside world. And then we have the stability, because eternal, never ending is pretty stable, right? Unconditional, nothing we can do to lose it, pretty stable. That is what we turn inward and upward eventually to feel that way. And that's what happens with this Ace of Swords, too. We turn upward, connecting to the capital T truths of the upper world that are related and rooted in unconditional love. We're able to cut away a lot of the fears that we have of the outside world not meeting up to the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos that we've been given all our lives. And we start to see things from a higher perspective, a calmer perspective, because we feel stable on the inside, knowing and remembering who we truly are, which is, this is a human character we play here. But we have an actor behind the character. The true us is a powerful, supernatural, eternal, powerful being made of unconditional love. If you want to know more about getting to know the two of you that are living this human experience, I do have a free video series. If you go to my playlist on my main page, it's the first one. It's You Times Two, which they're usually anywhere between 10 and 20-minute videos. I think there were like 40 of them around there. But check it out if you feel drawn for that, because it really helps you connect to really remember who you really are and how you can have this beautiful connection between your human and your higher self as well. So that's what they have for you, Sunita. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list. So Neil, you are up next. And so how is your love Jay doing? Is he fine? All right, let's take a look here and see. What I want you to know, Neil. They are going through a little bit of conflict and transformation right now, which is all right. It happens. It's what, the Tower tells us. Things are moved out of our life on purpose, for a purpose, and so that it makes space for new things to come in and clear our path for us to move forward in a direction that's more in alignment of where they want to go. So they have this change and these Tower moments happening. And the Five of Swords is what came out first, which is about mental conflict, belief conflict, expectation conflict that's happening. So they are having this change of their mindset. Things that are happening are bringing things to their face for them to face and look at and realize, what of their fears are they ready to let go of because they no longer serve them. So there's things being removed out of their life, but these Tower moments that bring it to their face, that they have to look at it, they have to see it, because this is like things that are outside of their human control that are changing in their outside world. And I say outside of their human because everything in our life happens for us, predetermined. There's so many fated events that our higher self with spirit agreed, yeah, I want to go through this. I want to experience this. At this point in my life, I need that removed so that I can go here. Otherwise, that's an obstacle or it's blocking me, and I want to go here. And then this needs to be removed and this brought in. So there's a lot of fated events that our human is unaware of, because we wanted the surprise, we wanted the adventure, but our higher self, when we go, why did this happen to me? They're like, here's the piece of paper with your signature on it. Wait a minute, why would I want this to happen to me? Well, the message of the Tower is things don't happen to you, Jay. Things happen for you. And so we can move from a victimhood of asking, why is this happening to me? To why did I want this to happen for me? And it transforms things. So um, if you ask their spirit, they're doing absolutely fine. If you ask their human, they're going, help. But it is for them and they will be fine. So that's what they have for you, Neil. Many blessings for you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. All right, very good. Well, I'm glad, Sherry, that my voice is calming. Hopefully, it's evening there. You're not saying my voice is not calming in the morning here. Although I'm probably more hyper in the mornings, right? All right. So, Rose, you are up next. So, what are Aries' hidden intentions towards you? You never know with those Aries. Just kidding, all my Aries friends. All right. So, and this makes sense, every zodiac sign has lower vibration and higher vibrational energies, and some of the hidden intentions that are lower vibrational is they want to be seen, and they feel like being around you allows them to be seen, allows people like it allows them to appear in a brighter light in people's eyes, right? I feel like, with having someone beautiful and loving and thing on their arm or hanging around them, they feel like it makes them look better. So that's one of like the little hidden intentions that they might not even be aware of. It could be subconscious for them, but that is something there. And also, the Four of Pentacles is about stability in the outside world. So it makes their inner child, it makes them feel safe, it makes them feel more whole and complete momentarily. It makes their little child self feel safe. And so you have this huge nurturing heart. And so it does make them feel more secure. It does make them feel wanted and loved. And those are some and I feel hidden intentions are even hidden. We don't realize why we do the things that we do sometimes. It's subconscious stuff. And I feel like these are the hidden things that they don't even realize why they're doing that, because a lot of us do things. Our subconscious, our life is 90% subconscious and 10% conscious. So there's all this programming and things underneath the surface that are always running, always going, that we don't realize. Um, so uh, what spirit is saying is we our little child self is concerned about everyone else's hidden intentions, but we can't control any of that. So what they do is go, look here, what are your hidden intentions towards you? What are your hidden intentions towards them? What aren't you aware of? Ooh, right? This has got some fun reflection time there for you. So that's what they have for you, Rose. Many blessings to you. All right. So, Star Girl, April month for you. What would you like to know about your April month? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, so you definitely April is going to be a month of change, of following your heart more, because you have the naked heart, which is all about becoming aware of what you truly want, inspiration, being a light, flying out of your darkness and into your light, which here you have the light. And you also have the Three of Wands, which is a change of direction and the beginning of new adventure with a lot less expectations, a lot less rules. So you're leaving behind your mind a lot in April and following your heart, which is great. It does leave you into this balanced place of the outside world. It does lead you to feeling like you have abundance in the outside world, but it's a balanced type of energy that comes in here. So I really like this change of direction, this change of living more towards your passions than you have been. I like this, getting out of your heart. In fact, I do want to read this is a special card in this deck. It's not in any other tarot deck. It's the Naked Heart Tarot. This is a card they added. And it says, I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. That's like the change of path. The alignment is that you're realizing what your path truly is, and you're making this directional change too. The universe is highlighting your gifts and asking you to trust yourself and your intuition. As you listen to what your heart needs, your natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and you innately connect with your calling and your purpose. Comparing yourself to others does not serve you and will only knock you out of your flow. You are given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise you would not exist. Your path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. And when you shine bright, you are the spark to someone else's light, and you inspire others. A question you can ask yourself is your ego leading your path instead of your heart? Which our ego, those are all those brain, that's the brain we're leaving behind, the supposed to, should, need to, those fears of losing conditional love. That's the matrix that our brain creates to avoid being punished and to get more praise. It creates all these rules, but it's like it wants your heart to be expressed for April. So that's what they have for you, Star Girl. I like it. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And so we are on the real Hadiza. Hello. So when will your future husband and you start dating? Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. So you have the the Page of Cups, which is they call it the Innocence of Cups. This is your new love. This is when you start dating. And where they're saying they're not giving you an exact time frame, because what they're saying here with the Nine of Swords, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your expectations. Insomnia, nightmare card. But this is you, after you go inward with this nine being the Hermit energy, going inward and looking at what your fears are of losing conditional love. These thoughts and these beliefs and mindsets that you have around what does love mean? What does dating mean? Who am I supposed to be? Who are they supposed to be? How is it supposed to unfold? Blah, 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 blah. All these beliefs, all these stories you have around dating and love and marriage, and that you've been poured into your brain all of your life. This is what they say for you to meet them and start dating. It's removing those blinders that have been created, these fears of losing conditional love, because they're out here, but you can't see them through these expectations. So as these get moved and removed, and you really look at your fears and these stories and these rules, then you're like, oh, there they are, and then you meet each other. But until that happens, you're too limited and too restricted to see it. And so it's all up to you, the timing, because the more you look inward and the more you raise that love by getting rid of these conditions that are chaining and holding your heart down, the more you do that, the faster you draw them to you, and that you're drawn to each other. Otherwise, the lower vibrational energies of all those fears keep you tethered to the old ways and attracting the old type of individuals. And you're like, man, I'm done with that. So that's what they have for you, Real Hatisa. So I like it. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And we are to Harsita Oha. Hello, hello. So, what does Spirit want you to know about love life at this time? Let's take a look here. What else? Wow. So I swear I put that back in there and shuffled, 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 and this came flying out here too. Which this is a culprit of a lot of our love life holding us back. But I like that you have the full card here because the Nine of Swords is all of our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets around what love should be that have been holding us back, fear of losing conditional love. But the full card is it's the zero. It's the first card in the major arcana. The world card is the last card, which is ending of old cycles into new beginnings. And this new beginning with the full card, the reason I like this around for your love is because this means that you are leaving behind expectations and you're allowing yourself to go on a new adventure free of who is it supposed to be? How is it supposed to happen? Blah, blah, blah. Because the full card is like a child who first comes to the planet and has no rules. The world is vibrant, it's open, it's amazing. It doesn't have all these restrictions that come in that were taught later in life, right? So this journey is like someone that just packs, a small bag and heads to the edge of town and go, where am I going to go? I don't know. I'm just going to head out on this adventure. No destination, no road I have to take, any way that anything supposed to be, shoulds be's, need to be's, have to be's, must be's that are impacting their adventure. They're allowing it to be wide open, trusting the universe that they're going to bring what they is for your highest, who is for your highest, how it's for your highest, and just enjoying the adventure instead of trying to control it. So I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know about love at this time is try to let go as many, 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 many as those rules that you have been given all your life, opinions, popular opinions, and you get to just go with the flow and see what adventure unfolds. So I like it, Harsita. I know it can be I don't want to say anxiety. Let's talk. It's exciting. Let's transfer that anxious feeling into excitement. It's like I'm excited for what comes. Not I'm afraid because you can trust the universe is kind, always having everything unfold for you. So it's like I'm going to let it go and I'm going to trust them to bring me, my next love. So I like that for you, Harsita. So many, many blessings to you. Much love to you. And up next, we have Ms. Draw. So hello, Ms. Draw. And you want to know who is coming towards you. Let's take a look here. Well, so you do have love headed your way. This would represent new love for you. And then the Innocence of Pentacles, which is the Page Pentacles, is new opportunities in the outside world. So this is headed towards you. And while you're waiting for it to arrive, they do have the Justice card here. Here's the Ace of Swords, which allows you to connect to higher truths, capital T truths, that are not rooted, that are rooted in unconditional love. And it helps balance things out because the out of balanceness when it comes to wondering who is coming into our life, whether it's love or any kind of relationship, we have a lot of fears that are rooted in that, right? We've been talking about it, several readings around love. We're fed the supposed tos and shoulds and um, all these rules around and of supposed tos and expectations that if you want love, this is how it has to come and who it is going to be and has to be, and this is who you have to be in it. And just like a cage. And that's what happens. It's out of balance. All these fears are making us feel out of balance. But as you connect more to the unconditional love from above, you realize a lot of this stuff was opinion rooted in fears of losing a conditional love. And you start to slice those away with that Ace of Swords, which you're adding more unconditional love knowledge, cutting away these, which is where the balance comes in. So while you're waiting, it's the more you cut away those fears and the restrictions and trying to control it, the faster it comes, which is great. So that's what they want you to know right now, Ms. Draw. I like it. So many, many blessings to you. All right. We are to Daisy. So Daisy, will you make an A on your upcoming biology exam? You're confident about this one for sure. Just need to study a bit more. Okay. Yeah. So you have the Nine of Cups, emotional wish fulfillment, and your higher self calling you higher. Look at things from your higher place. Connect to the love from above. Everything unfolds beautifully, right? So I feel like whenever you ask about a grade, they always bring in the connect to us, focus on the love from above, and then your mind, your beautiful mind that's doing all the studying, it will have access to all that beautiful knowledge. Stay in a place of emotional fulfillment, connect to the love from above. That's the calmness and the peace, right? And then everything just unfolds beautifully because I love how our subconscious, our mind is taking all this information in constantly. All the studying we do, it gets stored in there. But if we're in fear, we cut ourselves off from all that. And so if you find yourself anxious at all, doing your breathing, doing your relaxation, and you'll be fine. Everything will unfold perfectly, right? And so that's what they want you to do. So there you go. So I like it though. Wishes come true. I feel like that means you get an A, but they do want you to, it's like a constant, just a reminder that you are brilliant. You have a beautiful mind. Your subconscious is an amazing computer machine that you just put it all in there. You have access to it. The more calmer you are and the more you connect with your subconscious, the more you have access to this master computer that's in there. So that's what they have, Daisy. So many, many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. And we have Morg. Hey, Morg in the void. Good to see you. Yeah. So, yeah, how do people get here so early? And that's a good thing to mention, too. I do post an hour before my sessions. I post it out. I create the live, and it puts out like a reminder to everyone out there, right? And you can get into there an hour early and actually post your question. It's like the example that I give. It's like going to a concert that has no assigned seating and just everyone goes in and it's just general admission, right? And so you can get in line early. Just make sure your settings are set to like your notification settings. If you have to be, of course, subscribed to my channel. And if you go into your settings, notification settings for subscribing, make sure all is selected, and then you will get notified an hour before, and you can get in line early. So I like it. So Morgan the Void, I know we had talked earlier too that like last session, I didn't see your question, and I had done some people around you, so I don't know why it didn't appear. I had someone else mention on one of these sessions too that like, why are you ignoring me? Why you keep going over my name? And I'm like, I don't see it. I really don't see the question. But when I looked at the replay, I saw it in the chat. I'm like, weird. What are we doing? A Mercury retrograde coming? I don't know. But you had asked a question about will you be successful in your YouTube channel? So let's take a look here and let's see what Spirit has for you. So you have the Two of Swords and you have the Spirit of Swords. Spirit of Swords is, they rule over the mind, and then also um, all the kings are given more air and thinking. And so it does go, it's like a lot of thinking, a lot of the mind here. And with the Two of Swords, there is this energy here of um, what is it that your heart wants, right? Because the mind can really take over, and we can be so much in our head about the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos and the musts of like, this is what needs to be done. This is what I should cover. I feel like you'll have success if you let your heart going back to your why and why you're doing it. Because I know, like, if I get caught up in my how many likes am I getting, how many subscribers, and if that becomes my focus, things just start going downhill. My energy goes downhill. My excitement about doing things. You have dread about, oh, I got to do more readings. You get into this, place of it just sucks the air out of your cell. But then when we're reminded, spirit goes, well, why are you doing all this? And I'm like, because I love it and I want to share. Oh, you dump all the mind and you get all this passion and all this excitement that comes back. And so this is like remembering your why. Why do you want to do it? What's at the root of it? And get out of the mind. And then I feel like it does uh, move forward, and that we determine what success means, right? Am I doing what I love? Absolutely. That's success. If I am like, well, I have to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year or I'm a failure, well, I'm probably going to fail because my focus is in fear and, the mind saying what, success is supposed to be instead of going, I'm living my passion. That is success. So I feel like that's what's coming forward. So that's what they have for you, Morg. Many blessings to you. My next free reading will be Sonia June, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Erin, for your additional donation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And so you want to know. Oh, Morg. All right, that's all right. I understand mine's always on silent, so I hear you. All right. So, Aaron, you want to know, how are you supposed to grow your business or move forward with your book without the money to invest in those projects? Does God intend to meet your needs? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what. All right. And we got one card and then two cards and then three cards. 1, 2, 3. Feels like it's going to step forward, huh? All right. So the first card that comes out is the Devil card, the Shadow card, which represents the challenging of your thoughts and your mind, your beliefs, all the stuff that you've been taught growing up, and it's your shadow. It's allowing you to look at what does, like when we were talking about the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos and the musts, all those things that were taught growing up, and we're like, well, this just makes sense. This is how a business is supposed to go. This is how a book is supposed to be done. This is how it all works. Well, we limit the ability, we limit God, we limit creator when we say, with all those expectations that we're taught, we're all taught so many things growing up, that this is how it has to be. We limit, and the creator's going, but I have all this I want to bring in, this to bring to you. Like, nope, it has to be this way. Like, that's on back order for 100 years. So I'll get it to you, but it's going to take all this stuff to happen in order for it to be exactly how we think it's supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, right? I know. It's like trying to fit God in your boxes, and it just crushes all your boxes because they're so big. We can't limit them. And so this is a significant, it's a major arcana, which means it's a transformation, a lot of allowing our expectations to go and to trust, God and trust timing and allow it, which answers kind of a question. Do they intend to meet my needs? Absolutely. Always for our highest experience, right? Um, I feel like what we have going on here too, because you have the death and rebirth card, which is all the cycles of the moon, and the moon card, which is all about the cycles, which I feel is reiterating again. If we trust God, do we trust their timing? Ooh, why you gotta push me, right? But I like it. The moon card is also the hidden, the unknown, connecting to the higher realms, diving deep into understanding what it is that you truly want and why. We dive deep into the unconscious, the subconscious, whatever's down here below the surface. A reflective time here, a beautiful transitional time is coming here for you of really understanding what it is you want and why. Three major arcana out of your six cards here. So that's one and two and a three. We move in here to a fourth major arcana. So major arcana means this is like a significant time in your life where you're really learning a lot. The Hanged Man is seeing things from a higher perspective, but also I always look at it like a cocoon. It's a time of waiting, a time of transformation, where the caterpillar is digesting its the what has been keeping it contained before, like in its body. It's dissolving. It becomes caterpillar juice. I heard someone call it, and it's like they fill up the cocoon with their caterpillar juice, which transforms into a butterfly, right? So there's this transformation, this way of looking at things differently, from a higher perspective, which also comes in here with the movement of swords, which is the Knight of Swords in the Standard Tarot. The Ace of Swords, they quest after higher truth, again, seeing things from a higher perspective. But this Ace of Swords is double edged. Not only does it allow us to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, that rooted in unconditional love, and again, trusting the timing, trusting all of that, seeing things outside of space and time from their perspective. But this is the double edges that allows us to cut away the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that no longer serve us. Coming back to the devil card, right? Which cuts away the old ways of thinking, the restrictiveness, us trying to control things. I usually say, oh yeah, here's my, I take on my life back, and I become God's little sheriff. I put on my little play, deputy badge, and I act like I'm in control of my life and trying to make everything happen. And then I start messing everything up with my fears and expectations, and creator's like, well, go ahead if you want to try to fit it back into this little thing again. And then I'm like, oh, here I messed it up. Here, you can have my badge back again. And they're like, okay, we'll take it back till you want it back again, because it's a journey. They don't judge. They're just like, go ahead. And then we're like, oh, okay, well, okay, thanks for it back. And now I'll guide you and get you into this path that's in alignment for you. That's for your highest experience, since you're letting me take back over the wheel. It's like a little kid. They're showing me a little kid sitting in on someone's lap. I know it's against the rules and the laws, right? But like there's an adult driving a car and the little kid sitting in their lap, and the little kid goes, no, I want to drive. And they're like, all right, here we go. Off road we go. We, wow, no, flipping it, and it's going all over the place. But it's like one of those buggies that has the cage. So it rights itself. And then we're like, oh my gosh. And the creator goes, you want me to take back over again? Yeah, you can have the wheel again. They take us back on the smooth road, and until we want to take it over again, right? So I like it. It's a wonderful, freeing, trusting relationship that you're building so much higher than you ever thought it would be. And then the Six of Pentacles comes in here, which does show you allowing yourself to receive, allowing you do end up in this direction where you have enough for you and even enough to give to others. So they're showing here that you do have success. You can trust that relationship. The learning to receive, though, is something to look at too while we're waiting. Because the Six of Pentacles is like this awareness that comes in that when we're younger, usually 7 years old and younger, when our emotional body's being created, there's this it's where we learn our rate of love exchange, our rate of giving and receiving. And usually when we're younger, like I said, 7 years old and younger, we're trying to get so much attention from parents or grandparents or whoever we're trying to get attention from. We usually have to do extreme things to get a little bit back. And so we have this rate of exchange that we accept of, I give you 100 love coins and I get one back. And we don't know any better as children. We just think, oh, that must be it. It sinks down into our subconscious. And, I never thought about it before, but that also goes over to our relationship to the creator. It impacts our relationship with everyone else going forward. It also, impacts like our school, how we feel about work, all our accomplishments. We have to over give in order for us to deserve to get a little bit back, right? So there's this amazing subconscious out of balance rate of giving and receiving exchange, our worthiness, to receive, that when we bring it into our consciousness, we can look at it and go, where does this come from? And usually, like I talk about, parents are usually the prime suspect, the usual suspect, but it can be others. But when we think about it and we realize it and go, yeah, it was them. I see how this is, happening. Then we're able to edit that. Once we realize it's not down under the subconscious, we bring it up, a little edit button appears, we click on it, we delete those zeros, we save, it becomes 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 100. It allows us to give and receive more equally and without feeling like we have to invest so much in order to feel worthy to receive. So that has to do with our relationship with the creator, with everyone else, with the world, with business, with everything. So I like that for you, Erin. Beautiful, beautiful information coming in. So how you're supposed to grow your business and move forward with your work without money to invest in these projects? Trust, right? It's like trust that answers will come. Look into your worthiness. Changing that energy allows things to come. And really letting go of our expectations of the how and the supposed to and the should, releasing that control, being able to look at answers coming from any direction, allowing the creator full reign to do it. Bring me whatever miracle you want, however you want it, and then just pay attention because you will see things come in. So that is what they have for you, Erin. I love it. So thank you again for your donation. Many, many blessings to you. All right. And I do have another donation coming in here. Some people are asking, how can you get a reading done? For free readings, I do go in order, first come, first serve. But I do honor donations, that energy exchange. And so I step outside of those to complete those. And then once I'm done, I step back in line and continue trying to get through as many free readings as I can. So that is how that works for everyone here. And I'm going to be on for about 30 more minutes in between doing, donations and then trying to get as many free readings as I can in. All right. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. And let me see here. Did you already ask your question here, Elizabeth? Let me see here. Let me just scroll up here. Elizabeth, if you have not asked your question, if you could just pop it down below, and then I will pull cards for you. I know sometimes your name on your donation isn't the same as your in here. You're very welcome, Aaron. Okay, I don't see. All right, Elizabeth. Okay, I don't see anything yet. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to just jump in here and pull some cards for Sonia June. And then Elizabeth, as soon as you post your question, I will prioritize your reading. So Sonia, what's coming towards you? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. All right. So you have the Lovers card coming in here, which can be romantic relationship or family or a best friend type of energy come in. A significant friendship, a significant relationship coming up here for you. The Moon card for me here is showing it's about timing. It's about a phase. We have a new moon coming up here on Tuesday, so that'd be a perfect time for newness to pop in here, especially with it being the spring and fall equinox and moving from Pisces to Aries, a time of newness definitely coming in here. There also, this has to do with connection to spirit, connection to yourself in a way. Mother Luna is really standing out to me, and she's very, it's a very emotional card, full of emotion. And so I feel like it's a time for you to focus on your love, your self love, and looking into what's best for you. Not like trying to meet up to everyone else's expectations, but it's really a time for you to nurture yourself and allow yourself, love, allow yourself friendship, allow yourself whatever this is to come in here for you. That it's really tuning into your heart, your needs for a change, right? Because I feel like you're very giving, very huge heart, but it's allowing yourself to get the love that you normally give to so many people and allow yourself to be loved too. Realize that you're worthy of it and you deserve it, and you allowing yourself to have it. So I really like it. It's a time of really opening up your heart. I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner work, a lot of heart transformation to where you're ready for it now. And it's just confirmation going, yep, just be open to it and allow it. And here it comes. So I like it. So that is what they have for you, Sonia Jun. Many blessings to you. All right. And I still don't see a message here from Elizabeth. So if you are here, Elizabeth, you can give me a donation on Cash App if that helps. Just pop your question down below and we will continue moving down the list until you do. So Neha, or Neha, you'd like a God message. So let's take a look here and see what the Creator would like you to know. All right. Two major arcana coming in. So I do like this for you. The Tower card does tell you that whatever changes are happening in your life that are coming up, just know that they're happening for you and that it's not happening to you. Things are being moved out of your life to make space for something new. I feel like you're in this transitional period, with the Hanged Man here. It's like the cocoon. I talk about that a lot. But it's this movement, this changing of your life, transformational change happening. And so things are being moved out of your path to allow you to move forward. Space is being created in your life to allow it to, to have things come in for you too. So I really like that for you here. And again, it's like the Creator going, these things that are being removed, we agreed before you came down here that at this time, that if you had not removed it out of your life, that we would do it for you. for you, not to you, but for you. You want this moved out of the way. So we're going to do that. That's going to open up space, like I said, movement forward in your life. So whatever you have felt has been like a block where it's been restricting you, where you couldn't move forward, this is about to change for you. So that is what they have. So they're like, you can trust us. We're doing what is for your highest experience. So I like it. All right. All right. All right. Welcome back, Hocus Focus. Um, Hocus Focus, did you make a donation, or just want to make sure here if that is you? All right. And while we're waiting, just because we're getting down to close to the end, I don't want to take time to wait on responses when I could be doing a reading. So I am going to pull cards here for Alex. So who's coming towards you in love? All right. So I do see here the star card coming in here, which does represent kind of Aquarian type of energy. It is a wish fulfillment card too. So really, it feels like someone who would be like a wish come true in a lot of ways is coming your way. The Seven of Pentacles is like, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. So it is like, this is going to take some time to come to you, but this is, represents that kind of fulfilling, wish fulfillment energy. And it is also, this journey here with the Seven of Pentacles down here is looking at, and I feel like the fruit that is growing, this is you also connecting to your higher self to realize what truly does my heart believe wish fulfillment would be. So I feel like the seasons happen, things slow down. One, for us to connect to our star, which is our higher self, to really grow our self-love. And as we grow our self-love, what our dream come true person changes and alters, because we have a lot of opinion that's been given to us from all the advisors in our life telling us what should be and supposed to be and need to be. So we have this idea, but then when we really tune into our inner self and our higher self, we realize that we are I don't want to say we were influenced by what we thought we wanted. It's like going to a restaurant and they're like, what are you going to have? I don't know. And they're like, oh, you know what you should get? You should get like Mexican food. You're like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. And you should get this on it. And you should get that on it. And you're like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then you're looking at the menu. And as you're having time to wait for the waiter to come over, you're like, wait a minute, I like this better. I'm going to get this instead. I feel like there's this alteration of what you feel your wish come true would be as you are having this time to focus on your love. But I feel strong Aquarian energy coming in, so it possibly will be an Aquarius, but I feel like they're saying that there's a transformation and a change of what that is as you're waiting. So that is what they have for you, Alex. So many blessings to you. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Hocus Pocus, for your patience too. All right. So let me refresh the cards here, and then we will step out. And then Love Kind, aka Rhonda, will be to you next for the next free reading. And so is your boyfriend faithful? He's a Leo. All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here. Let's see what these are here. Yeah, I don't have any concerning cards here around unfaithfulness. And we've got the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, which is about where you're directing your energy. And the 8 of Cups is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve. as well. So, this is fiery energy, which, I do see here as, being Leo energy because they are fire signs. But it's like whatever burden that they carried before, this, they have this, they let go of old passions, which both of these kind of represent that. If I can just, there we go. There we go. So this is like them leaving behind old flames, old emotions, leaving behind old interest, old passions. And this I feel like this is them focusing on you. That anything else that they had in the past or whatever, that they do have this passion for you and this interest that I mean literally you are their focus. They're like staring at you, right? Um so um and here we have a beautiful balanced energy. We have, the balancing of the temperance here. We have the Four of Pentacles, which is a solid foundation in the outside world. Um, the Five of Wands here is showing that there's this change of energy for you, though, that starts off feeling conflicting, feeling has fear involved in it, which, of course, one of our big fears is that someone will be unfaithful, but there's this transformation, this change that you're going through here as you really look at your the balancing of your fears with seeing things from a higher perspective. I feel like you're on this journey um, of really understanding, the instability we feel of our worth in relationship to the outside world when we're defining ourselves by it. We feel very unstable, right? I feel like this is this balancing. The Four of Pentacles is this journey. The Temperance is the balancing of this too, where when we look to, relationship situations and things to define us, we feel very unstable. And because all those things are unstable, people do change. People do pass away. People do walk away. And we've experienced it and seen it in our life. And that's why we have so much fear around relationships when we're defining ourselves by them. When we stop defining ourselves, when we turn inward and upward to define us instead of outward, we have a huge, beautiful transformation that happens. Because when we define ourselves by relationships or situations or things, all those three things, all the outside world is temporary and stable, up and down. Things never stay the same. Things break, deteriorate, blow up, stolen. Like we talked about relationships and people. Humans, when they go into fear, they do stupid stuff. So we're like, when we define ourselves by that, we feel like, oh my gosh, like we're on a ship that's, going out of everything, right? Yeah, it could be financial fear too. But we look at all that stuff, and then eventually we're like, I'm just tired of the instability of the outside world, and we turn inward and upward. That's where we find the eternal, unconditional love that we're really wanting, and we define ourselves by that. And it's very stable, right? Eternal, very good. It's forever. That's very stable. Unconditional, no conditions, very stable. And then we have a solid foundation. And then our whole way we look at the outside world changes because I'm not looking for it for my worth. I just get to enjoy it for what it is instead of it falling short all the time. It's above and beyond extra because I found what I need in here. So there is this transformational change that's coming in here with these three cards for you too. Um, so I like that because there's also this underlining message of us leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve us, those of insecurity of the outside world, and then also the burden that we let go. We stop investing our energy and all those things and really realize with this Ace of Wands, we step into our power. We realize whatever I focus on is what grows and expands in my life. When I focus on what I'm grateful for, more of it comes. When I focus on what I want to draw in, more of it comes. But if I fear missing something, or I focusing on what I'm feeling missing in my life, that grows, more missingness comes, right? If I focus on something, like if I focus that I fear something will leave my life, I will repel it out of my life. That's how powerful we are with our energy. Or I fear something will come into my life, I will draw it to me. If I focus on what I have in my life that I don't want, that gets bigger and grows. That's how powerful. And so I feel like this is an empowering time for you with that, the Five of Wands, and with those 10 and Ace of Wands, that there is this huge transformational inner power that's just taking it to a whole new level for you, which I like. So all of that, you have to say, I feel like they are being faithful, but I feel like there's something more deeper going on, right? Usually that's what happens anyway. So I like it. You are very welcome. So thank you again for your donation, Hocus Focus, and many blessings to you. All right. So, don't have any other donations? We'll continue moving down the list. So, Love Kind, you are up and you'd like a general reading. Let's see here what Spirit would like. And actually, I haven't pulled any Oracle, and they do want a Spirit Animal wants to speak to you. So, let's see what Spirit Animal wants to speak to you. All right. Love it. Crow Spirit. Beautiful card. And it says co-create with Spirit. Card number 17. I like it. I like it. Oops, sorry if you just heard my stomach growl. It says, as you look around, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. And when you align your thoughts, your feelings, and beliefs with Spirit, you'll want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation. No matter what area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way. For Spirit is your co-creation partner. I like it. These do come with a protection message too, which I like to read in case it resonates. And so Crow Spirit wants to know why you think there is no magic in the world. Or do you believe that there once was, but it ran out, leaving nothing but ordinariness? Although conditions have become challenging, you have no reason to believe that everything you've set an intention for will elude you. Right now, the outer world is shifting. Can you feel it? Maybe you're fretting about experiencing the results of some of your choices or judgments from the past. Crow Spirit is here to remind you that you can always course correct and get back on track. Maybe you've been hit by a loss or a disappointment as a result of an event that had absolutely nothing to do with your manifesting, yet it has shaken you to your core. Crow Spirit asks you to trust that no matter the temporary conditions, things will right themselves very soon. The law of balance makes it inevitable that this too shall pass. I like it. What a great message. So that's what they have for you, Love Kind. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. Very cool, Rhonda. No, Needy, you're pretty far down. Still a ways to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that far down, but I'm going to continue doing readings here. I feel like you're like 10 or 15 people or so away. Um, so we shall see. I am reaching the end of my 2 hour mark, but actually finished early last night. I think it was St. Patty's Day. I was only on for an hour and a half, so I'm going to go a little further in here for more readings. If you do want to make sure I complete your reading in this session, though, a donation of any kind, I do honor that, and I will make sure to complete it in this session too. All right, self-love. What should you know right now? Let's take a look here. Wow, this card's been coming out a lot. There must be some change in the air. Okay, yeah, you definitely do, which I like these coming in combination for you, self-love. Because you have the Tower card, endings and new beginnings. Whoops. Things being moved out of your life on purpose, for a purpose. And the Wheel of Fortune, perfect combo here, because the Wheel of Fortune does say that there is this endings and beginnings that are happening, but even your human side feels like it's fortunate for you. So you will have some things being moved out to make space for the new, to allow you to move forward. Whatever you have felt like has been a block or has been keeping you from really living and moving forward, you're going to have some significant changes. Two major arcana, so it is a huge fated change that happens. But when you realize that you're the one that gets to choose what emotions and thoughts and stories and energy you have around whatever event happens, then you don't fear the future so much, because you realize, one, we trust that whatever is unfolding for us, not happening to us. And then we can choose what story and emotion we want to feel, and what energy we want to invest in this event change as well. So I like it. So you do have changes coming up here, but just trust that it is for you, and that it's fated, and then just go with the flow, right? Easy breezy. But that's what they have for you, self-love. So many, many blessings for you. All right. Old account, you're up. So, hey, you would like to know about the next move of your boyfriend towards you, or like what's going to happen between you. All right. Oh, card came flying out. Let's see here. So you do have the Earth Mother here is the Empress, which is new birth, changing, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And so I feel like the next move, the Seven of Swords here, does represent our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our expectations. What of our own beliefs have stolen from us, have thieved from us, have deceived us, right? This is our own thoughts and our own beliefs. So as you look into what of your expectations around a relationship, around yourself, around them, around everything, as you release these fears of losing conditional love, it does take things into a more nurturing place, a rebirth, a new level between you two. So this is what is keeping things from moving forward, is some fears around a relationship. Like if we feel like they're not doing something they're supposed to do, and I'm not doing something I'm supposed to do, or the relationship isn't heading where it's supposed to do, there's this freedom that comes from realizing all these programs that are running underneath the surface, that I'm like, yeah, why do I care about so much? Why am I triggering? Why? And they could be doing the same thing, but you can't control them. You can only control what beliefs you have inside your head, because this is the vision, the glasses through which you're looking, the filter through which you're looking at your relationship. And so you can look at what are the fears that are bubbling underneath, or that are triggering, that are showing their head like a little whack-a-mole that pops up. Hey, oh, hey, and it's like, grab one and go, okay, now let's look at you. Why is this here? And you're like, nope, I don't need that anymore. And it's the clearing of those things allows a new birth to happen within your relationship. So that's what they have for you, old account. So many blessings to you. And so we are to Dollface Diva. All right, and then you want messages from Spirit, so we will take a look at that. Shanshi, I do go in order out of respect for everyone, first come, first serve. If you do want your reading prioritized, though, any donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I can make it next. Otherwise, it's just fair to go in order, first come, first serve. I know you understand. So, Dollface Diva. Let's take a look here. So you got two royals here. You have the Spirit of Cups, which is the King of Cups. And then you also have the Innocence of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. So the Spirit is basically the King of Cups is balancing your heart and your mind, because all the kings are given a portion of air. And so this is air and water coming together. And there's this wonderful ebb and flow between heart and mind, I feel, going on. And with this, the Ace of Wands here too, and not the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands is here, but the Page of Wands is about you stepping into your power here, because you've got the mind and the heart and your energy. And they're really just bringing like this awareness around your power, that every moment you get to choose what story you choose with your mind about what event is happening, what emotion you want to feel as you're going through it, and then what energy you invest. And so there's this really empowering, I feel like they're just saying it's a reminder that, or put a reminders and surround yourself with reminders that no one can make you feel any way you don't want to feel. No one can make you think anything that you don't want to think. And no one can make you invest your energy where you don't want to invest it. You hold the power. Now, we're taught differently growing up that, oh, I upset people and people upset me. No, I choose to be upset, right? I choose to be happy. I choose to be sad. Choose. I'm the one that chooses for me. Everyone else chooses for themselves. And so it's like a big freedom comes when you just release everyone else, um, that you aren't responsible for anyone's emotional, mental, energetic choices. You're only responsible for yours. Now, yeah, we can make it easier or harder for each other to choose unconditional love or fear, but ultimately we are the ones that make the choice. So we free everyone from their influence. We don't concern ourselves so much about the influence that we have on others until we focus on ourselves. And then once we really get our power of choice down, then we can look at our choices of what we're putting out, through our actions. Because when we're in fear, we have no other choice but to spittle out fear to everywhere, right? When I'm full of unconditional love and making choices of unconditional love, in those moments, I spread love. So our influence really starts with our inner choices anyway. So, that's what Spirit just has for you, is really stepping into your energy and your power. So that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva. I like it, oh powerful one. All right, so continue moving down the list. Hey, Cynthia Brito. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. And will you find an apartment soon by the first week in April? Let's take a look here and see. Chicago. All right. Well, I do like this for you. It feels like you have success coming up here. You've got the Universe card, which is the World card, uh, represents victory. You have the Eight of Wands, which is fast movement. Um, the World card, though, too, there's something that they want to add in here, is it's about changing your viewpoint and your expectations, leaving behind old cycles, old ways of looking at things. And this also is about cutting away fears and expectations and supposed to's and shoulds and need to's. So I feel like you'll find an apartment, um, by the first week of April, if you change your thought process, you change your fears around finding it, but also on where it has to be, what it has to be, those types of things. It's like changing some of the restrictions allows you to find an apartment by the first week of April. Um, but it's about changing. It's like they're showing me doing an apartment search, like, how they have like, this is just an example. I don't support any particular apartment uh, finder website, but they have like apartmentfinders.com or whatever it may be. And you go in there and you select, it has to be this, with this many bedrooms, this many baths, has to have this and this and this and this. Well, it only gives you so many results. If you remove something, here's 10 more, right? That's the kind of energy I feel around it, Cynthia. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. And we are to Blueberry. Hello, Blueberry. I am doing very well. I hope you are doing well as well. And a general message. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. So you have both the Eight of Cups and the Naked Heart. Now, the Naked Heart is a special card for this deck only, which is about you being true to your heart, expressing your heart, allowing your heart to move forward too, out of darkness and into light, which the Eight of Cups here is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you. So I feel like you're in this period of you are letting go of either relationships or old memories, old emotional memories that no longer serve. They allowed you to feel what you wanted to feel, to have you move forward and to be who you are now. But you're like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to hold on to those anymore. I'm moving into something more in alignment with my heart. The Eight of Cups, they are leaving the Eight of Cups to go to the Nine of Cups, which is emotional wish fulfillment, which we find with the Nine, which is a hermit inner journey. So turning to your heart right now is a huge message that comes in here, because this does talk about this special card talks about being in tune with your own heart, not trying to be what everyone else wants you to be or try to be like everyone else, but it's about expressing yourself, being true to your mission, being true to your heart allows you to move forward and to something more in alignment. It asks, is your heart in charge of your journey or is your ego? Is our mind guiding us or is our heart? So it's a wonderful reminder. And I love the little lunar moth that does say, you are brave and you are beautiful. Now's the time to fly out of the darkness and fly into the light. Because as you shine bright, you become a bright light to others as well. So I like that for you, Blueberry, and that's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings to you. All right. Moving down the list here, and we are to Mega. Hello. So what's coming towards you in love with your partner are? What are his feelings towards you? Let's take a look here. Oh, they didn't want any of those. Okay. All right. So what's coming towards you in love with your partner here? We have the High Priestess popping up for that part of it, which the High Priestess is this energy of stepping back into your High Priestess temple. And I feel like you're going to have some reflective time coming up here for you, because that is what happens. She gets out of the chaos, spends some quality time with herself, connects to the higher realms, goes behind the veil that normally is behind her, and dives deep into the subconscious and the unconscious and the hidden realms. So it's a big, huge reflective time of getting to know what you want. Who am I? What do I want? Like, not that it's an owl going, who are you? It's this diving into you. So there is going to be this time there for you. What are his feelings for you? Well, So his feelings towards you are this loving relationship. So I feel like, that there is love there, and it's an important relationship, of course, and they feel that way. But there is this, it's like what's heading towards you with love is really looking and finding out, what do you want? What are your feelings towards yourself? I feel as this reflection that's coming in here with the high priestess, because you will just see, they're a mirror for you and you're a mirror for them, which they both had those eagles pointing at each other. It looked like a mirror. And it is you seeing what you want to see about yourself right now. I mean, it's important time to step back and reflect on that. So I feel like that's the message coming through right now for you, Mega. So many blessings to you. Up next, we have Shruti. And so, Shruti, will Karn or his family try to reconcile with us? What is Karn thinking about you or this relation? Okay. Okay. I don't feel like there is that there'll be reconciliation, because we've got two nines here, which the nines are the hermit's journey, and that's about turning inward and finding things from the inside. And the heart of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles, which is new birth, but it's also Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So I feel like this is all turning you inward to look at for yourself, for your journey. The Nine of Swords here is called the Nightmare and Insomnia card, which is facing your inner fears. And the Nine of Pentacles is you finding your worth from the inside, not from the outside. You have spirit here. I love the beautiful, beautiful pink flamingo. That represents spirit. You're not alone in this. Spirit is with you, helping you on this journey that is happening on purpose for you. But the Queen of Pentacles is taking you inward to find your worth, again, with the Pentacles, related to who you are on the inside rather than the definition, these fears of losing conditional love on the outside. So I feel like they are also have this energy that Karn and their family are focused on themselves and what everything means about them. And this is like, spirit saying, yeah, this is about you looking more for yourself, your family too, but more yourself, looking at what this means for your journey, that it didn't happen by accident, that everything happens for you. It's not happening to you. I know it's hard when you're going through it, but it's like, what is, this movement inward to reflect on your life and what you want, and all these expectations that everyone is telling you you're supposed to want too, but it's you finding your worth from the inside rather than all this outer advice that you're getting from everyone else. So I feel like this is an important time for you with that. So that is what they have for you, Shruti. So many blessings for you there. All right, we'll continue moving down the list. And I think here, and Aaron, if you are still here, I know you did a donation for those, but you also had a question here, an angel message for the weekend. So if you are still here, I'm going to do an energy oracle for you. Wow, right? That must be the one, came flying out. Magician and the Mirror. Beautiful, beautiful card there. See if I can get it to focus a little bit. There it goes. This is knowing and using your true power. Wow. So this card represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. In the magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action. In his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. This highly beneficial card is telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. The water is the energy of yin, the power of spirit and clarity of thought. The flame is the energy of yang or yang, bringing direction and creativity. Together, they give you the magnificent magic of transformation. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or dismiss the true power that you have. Its silver reflection reveals the future in a mist on the horizon, ready to be magically formed. And when you receive the magician upright, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. I think we talked about this already. You are the alchemist of your life. And just as an alchemist turns base metals into gold, you are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings. This is true in every area of your life. Claim your power and embrace your intentions in your heart and in your daily life. Direct your destiny, and the mists of the future will clear into brilliant reality. Wow, that is a powerful message for the weekend. Very empowering weekend. So I like that for you, Aaron. So many blessings to you. Right, we took care of that one already, and we will continue moving down the list here. You're welcome, Mega. All right, so Candy Cat Jules, does D have feelings towards you? Let's take a look here. Kind of at a crossroads. It's like they're in this the battle of their mind and their heart here. They do like that with the Three of Pentacles, something that they definitely have feelings for you, but their mind also is it's like it's keeping the mind anchored. I mean, keeping the heart anchored, where it's not allowing it to really go anywhere. It's there, but it's like they're showing me like a big one of those big old ships with all the sails. They have this huge anchor though, and even though the wind is blowing and the it's trying to move, the anchor is keeping it from moving. So they're very mental. I think they have a lot of thinking and probably possibly some old pain that's keeping them back from leaping forward. So they really want to look at it. But one of the things that really attracts them to you is how you're true to your authentic self. They like how you don't, sway easily to trying to please people. You like to be your the true authentic self, and you express yourself that way, and they really like that. Whether it's how you dress and your attitude and all this, you're not like mean, but you're honest. You don't, if people are like you should do this and this, like, and you're like, yeah, that's a good opinion, thank you, but I'm going to do what I want anyway. I like it. So you have this really inner strength that they like, uh, with you being true to the authentic you. So I like that for you, Candy Cat Jules. So that's what they have for you right now. I don't know, I feel like their mind eventually will wear down. Their heart will wear down their mind, and that anchor will start to move. So you will see some movement of them expressing it, but they got some thinking they got to do first. All right. So that's what they have. So Kavita, you are up next. You're welcome, Candy Jules. And you want to have a general for the month of April. Let's take a look here. All right. Cards came flying out here. So you do have some changes coming in here in April, which, right? But you have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is this feeling of abundance, but a lot of it has to do with how you're perceiving your worth and relationship to the outside world, because you've got the Eight of Swords here. The Eight of Swords tells you your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. that have been making you feel limited, that have been making you feel like blinded and bound and trapped, where you couldn't move forward. It also comes forward in the Nine of Wands, which the Knight of Wands is like a barrier where you feel like you can't get through it, like something's been holding you back in the past. But you're having these situations, these triggers that are coming up, that have been coming up, but that just really, I feel like it clicks because you're suddenly seeing a trigger, a trigger, a trigger in three different situations, but the root of it is the same fear. And it's like ding. And then you, because you're becoming aware of it, of this thought and this belief, you're releasing it, which allows you to move forward, and you're really stepping into your power more in April, where you're grabbing one of those wands that's blocking it, and you're realizing that's your power, that's your Ace of Wands, it's your staff, and you're taking it and you're realizing I'm the one who controls this, and that it's been my own thinking that's kept me back, but now I'm changing my thinking and I'm changing my power, and it creates a space for you to step through. So I do like that for you for the month of April. You probably know what that's all about. Because I feel like it's coming to fruition, and you're spotting the pattern of these things have the same root fear, and you're releasing yourself from it. So that's what they have, Kavita. Many blessings to you. All right, Ren Geronimo, you are up next. So general reading. Let's see what they want you to know right now. All right. Well, the waiting time is over for you. The Seven of Pentacles is normally, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The fruit. And you're coming to this place here where you've been waiting, you're seeing fruit grow, and you're like, you know what? It's not quite what I wanted anymore. And so you're making this change. The Tower is also moving right along with you. There's things that are being removed out of your life on purpose, for a purpose, making space for something new, and to clear your path for you to move forward. It's funny, they're showing me like you planted an apple tree because you thought people wanted you to have an apple tree so that they could have apple fritters and apple pie and apple juice and apple sauce, and you're like, but I don't really like apples. I wanted avocado, I wanted guacamole, and I wanted an avocado tree. But you were like, well, this is what everyone else wants, so I'm going to do that. And so you were investing your time and your energy and everything. And then the fruit starts to grow, and you're like, why am I doing this for everyone else? What about me? I also get to have what I want in life, right? And so you decide, I'm going to get rid of this apple tree, and I'm going to then purchase an avocado tree and head towards what I want. Well, it's like you decide that, but this apple tree is not moving fast enough. Like you're trying to sell it and get rid of it, and move away from it, but it's not. And but the universe goes, yeah, you're in alignment with where you're headed. So it it burns down the tree that was there and removes it out of your life for you. And you're like, oh, good. Now I can move and do what I want to do. So that's the kind of energy I feel is coming in for you right now, um, uh, or has or will. I feel like if it hasn't happened, it's about to. So, but you're fine with it because it's what you're wanting. So that's what I feel for you, Ren. So many blessings for you. That's what they have for you right now. So we'll continue moving down the list here. Trying to get through as many people as I can here. I know the list gets long. So thank you guys for your patience. Let me take another sip here too. So Maize, hello. You would, let's see. Did you do well today? You just had a master's degree admission test, an interview, and you want to know if you'll be accepted. All right. Let's take a look here. What's does Spirit want you to know around this master's degree admission? All right. I like this for you. The Innocence of Cups, the Page of Cups is new emotion, new. It's a positive card coming in here. And I like this. The Five of Wands starts off, it's a transformational, transitional energy that starts off feeling like conflict and fear and, but it ends up turning into something peaceful and loving and for you. So I feel like with the combination of these together, that what feels kind of like a firestorm for you right now quickly turns into something where you have happiness and you feel like emotion overflowing. So I would say that this does mean that you do get into the program because the firestorm you're feeling right now, it transforms and you're like, and then you're like, uh-oh, now I'm gonna have to do all this work. And then but it's a happy type of fiery active energy that's coming in. So I like it for you. So that is what they have for you, my Zay. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And up next we have Moni or Mani, depending on how you say that. My apologies. Um, Thank you for being a new subscriber and welcome to our soul tribe. You want to know, is any girl in Kafil's life and will he contact you? And does he love you and when will he contact you? All right, well, let's take a look here. We just do a couple cards for free readings. So we'll see what out of all of that Spirit wants you to know about right now. So the Six of Cups here, I feel like that they do have someone in their life that's from their past, but I don't feel like there's like a commitment with this Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords represents trying to live up to a lot of expectations, being exhausted, and they just got tired of trying to be what everyone else wanted them to be. So I feel like they are, they had um, someone in their life recently, but they've ended it. That they are just they just had too many. It was almost like they were trying to cage them, and they didn't want to be caged. So I feel like with them that they don't have someone in their life, and it's on purpose. Um, I don't feel like there's this. Um, they're not in a place for love right now. I feel like they just have a, as we say in the United States, they have a bad taste in their mouth around relationship right now. Because I feel like with those Six of Cups, they've had several relationships where someone has just trying to change them, trying to make them be who they want them to be, and they just don't want someone to try to make them be who they want to be. They want to be themselves and celebrated for who they are, like we all do, right? But if someone's constantly trying to change you and telling you who you're not being, how fun is that? And they're just like, they just have that taste in their mouth of like, I don't want to be with that. I don't want to be in that. And they're just wanting to be themselves for a while. So I feel like they're taking time just to really get that bad taste out of their mouth. So I don't feel like they have like this love. Um, if they have contact, they're not going. I just even feel like they don't feel like contacting people. I almost feel like they want to be by themselves for a little bit, just to go and not have, expectations of contacting, responding, doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. They just feel like they just want to be free, is what I feel a lot with that energy. So it's not personal, like it to you specifically. It's just they've got, you know, it's like if you just ate something horrible and someone offers you more food and you're just like, no, it's okay. I just got to get this taste out of my mouth, you know? So that's what I feel is coming through. I know, interesting message there. But that's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So we're making our way down here. Thank you again so much for your patience, everyone. And all right. There we go. All right, Nidhi, if you are still here, thank you for your patience. I know it took a while to get down there. Um, so let's take a look here. Will Kavil and you ever cross your path again? Is this separation permanent? All right, let's take a look here. Okay, I'm just going to get clarification on one card here. So the three cards coming through here, we've got the Hanged Man here. And the Hanged Man is about seeing things from a higher perspective. And, this is about, uh, it's not about movement, it's about being still, that there's not like movement forward in this card. This is like stay put. You're going through a transformation, which makes sense with the Naked Heart here. The Naked Heart is about being true to your heart. And is it your ego that's leading your path, or is it your heart? And that's why the Hanged Man is happening. Like it's you're stepped away and you're up above and you're kind of out of the stream of life, of love, on purpose. Your heart wanted you to be pulled away, and even have a moth here that goes into a cocoon as well and transforms. And it's, basically says, fly out of the dark and into the light and allow yourself to shine. You're brave and you're bold and you're beautiful. That it's like they don't want you to go backward. They do want you to go forward, but they want you to have this time to really pay attention to your heart, not your mind. Your mind has the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and fears of what does it mean if they don't love me and if they are not in my life and that type of thing. It's like really having you step into your heart, because the card talks about you're given the perfect amount of awesomeness to be yourself, or you wouldn't be here. And they're wanting you to really step into your path, seeking your heart, your higher heart, on what you're wanting. Because when you do that work, then you find your worth in relationship to the outside world in a completely different way. And then your life starts to move forward again. But I feel like the separation is permanent for you, because it brought you to where it's like your heart is getting your attention through that. And that's what was meant for this relationship, so that you can transform and so that you can draw in something more in alignment with your heart than before. So I really feel like that's what's coming in here for you, that it happened on purpose, for purpose, but your heart wants what it wants, where I think the mind, all the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, is what drew you before, is what I feel there. But I feel like the separation is permanent. If you ever come across each other's path again, it's going to be in the future, and it's not going to mean anything the same to you, because your heart is changing. Your heart is being expressed more instead of the mind, and you're going to be in something so much more in alignment with what your heart truly wants than what your mind had convinced you in the past. So there's a lot of clarity coming for you, and I like that. So many blessings to you. All right, so we're moving down the list here. Let's take a look here. I think we're getting close to the end. So I know I've been on for almost 3 hours. So I want to get through the last few of these if I can as well. So Don Hall, you said you needed a reading. I don't see a specific question, so we'll pull a general reading for you. Spirit knows what you're wanting. So let's take a look here. All right. Wow. So you've got new love coming in here. You have the Ace of Cups, which is a new inner love, which does pour out into the outside world with the Two of Cups. That represents a significant relationship of some kind. It can be romantic, it can be friends, it could be reuniting with a family member, but you definitely have a significant um, friendship, relationship that's coming in here. It also talks about you're stepping into your power of emotional choice too, because every moment is either a choice of the unconditional love you find from within and the outside, which is the fears of losing conditional love. So you have a great emotional journey that's unfolding in front of you right now, both a turning inward and upward for love and a expression of love in the outside world and the power of choosing what emotion you want to feel in each moment. Neither is right, neither is wrong, but it just brings you different things. So I feel like you're on this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It just feels like this beautiful emotional journey is unfolding and you're going to the next step and you're going to the next step. So I like it for you. It is bringing in a lot of new experiences, new emotions, but new power too in beautiful ways. So that's what they have for you, Don. So right now, so many blessings to you. Hey, lovely lovey, good to see you. Hello, hello. And you'd like to know any good news for Ms. Harris regarding when she will relocate to the state she wants. So let's take a look here. So we do have, the Seven of Pentacles, which, what a wonderful, everything unfolds in its perfect timing, right? The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So there is this, it's a process that's taking place. I do like the Four of Wands, which does talk about joy and celebration and balanced, stable energy. I like April, with the four here. I like that she's going to get some information that helps here. But what I'm seeing in my head, of course, how a tree grows and it starts off as a seedling and this, it breaks out and then the trunk and blah blah blah. What usually is like the branches and then the blooms and then the fruit. I see blooms, like the blooming comes and then the fruit comes normally. And I feel like in April, the balloons come. So I feel like she's getting information around the movement, around relocating. So she'll get her answers there. Some significant information in April around this relocation. Um, the seven, I don't feel like it's July that they move, but I feel like it's before July. So I feel like she finds out in April and then she either moves in May or June because July, I feel like the fruit is there. So she's there already in July. So I feel like April information and movement in May and June with it completely moved by before July hits. So that's what they have for her lovely lovey. Thank you for inquiring for her and let her know. Many blessings to you. Hey, Deb, love and light to you. Good to see you if you're still hanging out in here. All right. So, Peachy, the list was very long, but when you had commented, so if you're still here, you can pop a question down below, but I'm going to continue to go down. All right, Mystic Falls. So does the Aries, are they still waiting for you? Let's take a look here. It doesn't feel like it here. The Ace of Cups, I feel like there's new love in their life. And the Justice card here is the clarification and the balancing out of things here. It is card number 11. And so I kind of feel like there's this newness going on in their life. So I don't feel like they wait. Aries energy, very fiery, very movement forward. It's like asking a little kid to wait to go to the candy store. They're like, I want to go now, So I feel like, that they're not, but it's all right. I mean, you have the Ace of Swords here coming in for you, which is allowing you to have this balancing that comes into your life as well. So I feel like it's, this mirrored, everything balances out fine for you with this energy. You really do see things differently. You're cutting away um, fears and expectations and thoughts and beliefs around relationships. Uh, but I feel like you're okay with this because I just feel like the experiences you had allowed you to see a lot of stuff that you thought you wanted, but you're cutting it away. That's like kind of part of the balancing. You experienced things that were like, oh, okay. But I just feel like it just taught you a lot and mixed feelings. I feel like that's mixed feelings too, mixed thoughts around it. But in the end, I feel like you're like, yeah, but in the end, I'm okay with it. If with them going on because you're realizing what you really want and you're realizing that that Aries isn't really what you truly wanted. It's almost like you settled, if that makes sense. And you're just like, that's okay. I want something more anyway. So I feel like you're okay with it. So that's what they have for you, Mystic Falls. All right. And favor B. So you want to know, does A want to get married to you? Ooh, let's find out. Do we want to spoil the surprise? Do we really? If it comes through yes, you'd be like searching through their sock drawer for the ring. And let's take a look here. Whoa, okay. So we got the joy card, which is a great card, to get around a question like that. That would be a very they have joy, it's overflowing with you. And the Seven of Wands is about someone standing up above others and uh, being seen as above others. And some people don't like it. And I feel like that they do want to get married, but I feel what's they're hesitant about here. The Seven of Wands basically says they usually have someone up on a hill seen as a bright light and people down below poking, trying to burst the bubble because how dare you be happy? Um, come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. I feel like there's some fear, hesitancy in them acting on it and planning it, moving forward on it, because they are. I feel like they have like buddies who are single or that just got divorced. Whatever, there's something where they're just like, I don't want to make them feel bad by me being able to have this thing when it's so raw with them. So I feel like they're kind of hesitating out of, they will say respect, but it's out of fear of upsetting some people. Um, or like they had an old fiance who they just got divorced, or it's that kind of thing where they're just like, I don't want to. I'm going to wait a little bit because I don't want to, do that. Or someone else just got engaged and they don't want to lessen their experience, that type of energy coming in their favor. But I feel like they have that inside. They're very full of joy and overflowing. So I feel like they're just waiting for the right timing, so it's not impacting others, if that makes sense. So that's what they have for you, favors. So many blessings to you. Rhonda, you're so funny. The grandkids. You're so funny. All right. Very good. Very good. Let me just continue looking down here. All right. So is that Chanchol? I'm probably mispronouncing that. My apologies. So will you and Panka be together in the future? Let's take a look here. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. Wow. Needy, I think I already completed you. Let me see, were you up here? Yeah, you were like 4 or 5 maybe ago. So you might go back maybe 20, 30 minutes, maybe, if that. So, will you and Pocket should be together? You have the Sun card, which is a very vibrant, successful, beautiful card that comes in there. So, this would be a positive card coming together. And here are two individuals, two fishes swimming together. So I feel like there is this future that is possible here. One of the things that they want you to look at, though, that will allow this to happen has to do with your belief about receiving and about your, this is like a, I call it a codependency awareness card, which is about our belief around receiving and being able to receive. What that means is, like, when we're younger, usually 7 years old and younger, it's when our emotional body, our emotional um, side of ourselves is developing. And during that time is when we develop our love rate exchange, which is usually like with parents and grandparents and people we're trying to get love from. We have to do extreme things to get a little bit of attention, right? And so we develop this where we have to give 100 coins of love and we get 1 coin back. When we're children, we don't know any better. We feel like, oh, that's a fair rate of exchange. No, it's not. Way out of balance, right? But it goes down and it drops into our subconscious, our unconscious, and it rules over our worthiness to receive, whether it's in school or job or any type of friendships or relationships. And so what happens is if we feel that out of balanceness, we have this, like, we don't feel like we deserve it, and it's under our subconscious, which actually puts out energy that we might even like consciously, I'm like, I want them to give me stuff, I want them to want me. But underneath the surface, where a powerful, our subconscious energy exists, it goes out and goes, nope, I don't want you, and it keeps it away from us, right? So you can see the importance of consciously bringing that up and looking back in your past, 7 years old and younger, and going, okay, where is it that I developed this out of balance way of looking at it? And it allows you, with you consciously reviewing it and transforming it, you can go in there. You have a little edit button that you're able to go in and get rid of the zeros, which brings it to 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 100, which then allows this type of relationship to come in for you. So it's important for you to work on that piece of it. And then that brings the opportunity for you guys to be together in the future. So that is what they have for you right now, Aishan Shul. So many blessings to you. At least it's in your power, right? It's not in someone else's hands. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings. And let's take a look here. I still have a few more free readings to go, but I do have a couple donations that came in, so I will complete those first. All right. Kelsey! Yeah, you can still donate. Did you just donate on, did you just send through a donation? Oh, no, Kay did. So, Kay, you will be first, and then Empress, and then Kelsey, you can still donate if you'd like. So, what is your question, Kay? And then I will pull cards for that. Okay, general love reading, absolutely. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. Regarding love, love, love. All right. was a lot of cards there. These two are here, and let's see what else they have for you. All right. All right. I like it. I like it. So you do have, starting off here, the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is like a wish fulfillment card, Kay, which is great, right? Emotional wish fulfillment. Now, it is a nine, which represents a hermit's journey, which you actually do have the hermit that came up right after it. So you are on this inner reflection period, which we have with the temperance too. So tempering is like the going and back forth between two cups. It starts off with like the base metal, transforming it into gold. And so what's going on right now with love, it almost feels like you've been like they pushed a pause button, because when we like bringing in doing what we've always did and we got what we always got, and we're like, I'm tired of attracting the same type of person, but they're in a different body, but it's the same person over and over again. It's like, I'm tired of that. And it's, this is great that this is happening because spirit is guiding you into this awareness. The card here, the uh, temperance card here, is the balancing out. Uh, it's like when gold gets purified, there's clarity coming around what it is that you truly want. What is wish fulfillment? What is your heart really, really want? This helps get rid of a lot of our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets that we've been kind of brainwashed with over our lives, right? About um, who we're supposed to like, who we're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, how it's supposed to unfold. A lot of rules, a lot of restriction. We almost feel caged, and it can suck the air out of relationships, right? And so I love this transformation that's coming in, and this purification that's coming in, because you're really getting to know what it is that you really want in life. And there is a piece of it is that you are connecting to this inner love, because this is the Ace of Cups, the chalice, the Holy Grail. And this represents this, um, the love that we find inward and upward. That is what we're truly hungering and thirsting after. And we're, of course, told to look outside of ourselves for that love, which always ends up falling short because it can't give us what we're looking for on the inside. But I love this transformation that's happening as they're pulling you inward and upward to allow you to feel this love, because you become the chalice. The love from above, it comes in here and it fills you up, and then it overflows out to the world. And this you're so funny. So as you do this, it transforms and changes how you perceive the outside world, because the love that it will come, you do have the Empress. So you do have, whoops, sorry, it's getting very bright over here. The you do have new love coming in the future, but this is what allows it to come, because you find this love, and then rather than the outside world falling short and always being disappointing, you're filling up with this love, and then you're like, wow, um, we are able to have gratitude and appreciate who someone is, instead of always seeing how they're falling short, right? Because we're looking for them to fulfill us and they're not meeting it. And I'm like, oh, I find that in me. But instead of us needing someone, we want someone. And there's a big difference in that transformation that happens. And you do have the Earth Mother does point you back to Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, to find the love within you. But then she also brings the new harvest, the new birth, the new love, the new relationship, the sensuality, and all of that comes in. Well, then if you've been doing it, then that love will start to overflow here. And they are saying, continue while you're waiting, just continue on increasing that self-love, because we can't love someone else more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others. more than to the extent we love ourselves. So if you've been opening that up, you're feeling this wonderful flow of love from above, and then you're going to be able to flow love it back and forth in much bigger ways with that. So um, that's when you're like, no, I've been doing all this self work. I've been in hermit mode. So I feel like just a little bit longer, and then you'll have this rebirth that's coming here. So we are having, of course, the spring equinox is next Monday and Tuesday with new moons and moving from Pisces to Aries. So new birth is on its way here with this new moon. So go do a naked moon dance for the new moon, bringing in love and passion, but don't get arrested. But I like it for UK because it definitely feels the more you're connecting to that beautiful love, it is drawing it faster and faster and faster towards you. So I like it. So that is what they have for UK. Thank you so much for your donation and hang in there. I feel like, especially with this energy coming, it's coming fast and furious for you. So that is what they have. Many, many blessings to you. And then Empress K, you were up next. And you wanted to know, is Daniel sleeping around with other women, or is that just your fear? All right, okay. It's about time. All right, let's take a look here. Empress K. Well, I don't have any indications here of like sleeping around with like other women, because we've got like the Six of Cups and the Two of Wands and the High Priestess. So I feel like this has to do with some fears coming in here, because the Two of Wands does tell us whatever we focus on is what grows and expands, and the Six of Cups, I feel like, is memories. I mean, I'm sure, have you had people that you've either have memories of, did your father cheat on your mom, or did other people cheat on you, or did you witness it? Because this is like memories that are coming in, and the High Priestess is inviting you to kind of step back and dive deep into the old pains, the old memories, and really look at those fears, because we do have the Nine of Wands here with the Five of Cups. And the Nine of Wands represents like the hermit's journey of turning inward, understanding your power, what energy blocks are there. And the Five of Cups, this can represent repressed or suppressed emotions that you didn't allow yourself to feel in the past, because either if it was like your father cheating on your mom and you didn't know as a child how to feel about that, because we're not supposed to feel any animosity towards our parents, right? They're our gods when we're young children. But it could represent, emotions that you didn't feel that you were allowed to feel, that are probably maybe bubbling down underneath the surface, which this is the permission to feel whatever emotions we want to feel. It allows it to come to the surface, allows us to feel it and flow and go on. And then it allows us to step into our power of emotional choice through that too. The Nine of Wands does, it comes back to this Two of Wands energy here. You can almost see the Two of Wands that they have, but it does tell us like we have this, energy of whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. And the more we focus in on like our fears, we actually, if we fear something's going to come into our life, we actually and draw it towards us, right? If we feel something's going to leave our life, we can repel it out of our life, because that's our power. If we feel we're missing something or something's in our life, whatever we focus on, it grows and expands. Kind of like the white wolf, dark wolf, Native American story about, two wolves within us battling, and which one wins, and it's whichever one we feed. So if we feed gratitude for what is in our life, as we focus on what we do want to draw in, as we focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, all of that grows and expands as well. So I feel like there is this time here of, the fears come up because they're demanding to be heard, and they want to be experienced and felt and processed, right? So I feel like this is a time to, with that high priest, just to face those fears and to understand where they've come from in a gentle, loving way. No judgment to yourself, no harshness, but going, okay, this is down underneath in the basement. Let me just bring it up and let's just look at it. We don't have to do anything with it if we don't want to, but just look at it. Because I feel like it is a transformative time for you, really stepping into your power and your energy and into your, especially your power of emotional choice, that you get to choose those. So I like it, but that's what they have for you right now, Empress K. So hang in there. You're definitely not alone in those feelings, because that's probably probably the top 10 fears of everyone, because it's what we've been taught, right? When someone else's actions mean something about me, I call shenanigans. That is not true. We're taught it, but it's not true, right? All right. So that is what they have for you. So thank you again so much for your donation. And Kelsey, thank you for your patience there. And thank you for posting your question there. And thank you. I said thank you for your donation. So how would the court case go on the 30th of this month? It's an eviction notice. Your mom boyfriend put on you. You left before they evicted you. Will you win? All right, let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know around this court case. All right. All right. Well, I do like it for you. We have the peace of mind card coming in here. So I like that to start off the reading, right? Because it brings you peace of mind, which does make it feel like it's you have peace about it. We have the temperance card here, which is the balancing out of things. And the stable, mind with the Four of Swords with this shows like equality. And I feel like it ends up not necessarily being like a win, like you're winning over them. I feel like it's a compromise comes out. I almost feel like the court case they come into, yeah, I don't feel like it's going to go bad. I just feel like it's going to end up being, like, well, I'll give you this and I'll give you this. And it's like, okay, it's not, I didn't get 100% of what I wanted, but at least I got some. They didn't get 100% of what they wanted, but they got some. And they just kind of work it out where it's like, I don't even feel like it's a win-win. I feel like it's like a compromise, which can feel like a win-win, but it depends on each person, right? Because you got the Nine of Wands, you have the Spirit of Wands, and the Movement of Pentacles. So this is about stepping into your power and understanding whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. And, the Movement of Pentacles is slow movement. It is the slowest moving night of them all. And it takes time from the outside world to catch up with the inside world type of energy, which is, it's the pursuit of money. It's the pursuit of things. And I feel like with both of these coming in here, it's stepping into your power. The Nine of Wands is about energetic blocks, but we're the ones that create the block by our focus of our energy. This is the Ace of Wands, the King holds into it. And so if we focus on our fears, we actually bring it to fruition, right? If we focus on gratitude and focus on love, we draw more things to be grateful for and that type of thing into our life. I don't feel anything would go bad. Let me see here. Are you gonna have to pay anything? We have the five of wands, so more wands and fiery energy. What feels like conflict in the beginning ends up feeling more kinder. So this keeps telling me that it doesn't turn out to be as bad as it all seems to be. What starts off as conflict ends up being okay. All right. Um, do you need a lawyer? Now, tarot should not replace. I always have to say this in the United States. Tarot should not replace the advice and use of licensed professionals around anything, because it's supposed to be well. You did get the justice card. Um, so this is kind of like this. You don't have the money for it. This is like justice is served. Things again. Here comes this balancing here. Balancing out of things here. So it does feel like it just things end up being copacetic. Yeah, and you have to make the decision for yourself. Yeah, but I don't feel it turns out bad. I like again, it just feels out. It turns out balanced between the two of you. Absolutely. I'm sorry you're going through that. I know it's a challenging situation when like a parent's partner or whatever. It's almost like we feel like they are chosen over us. It's a wonderful experience we get to go through, though, right? Yay! All right. So hang in there, Kelsey. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. And I think that was all my donations. Um, and I think I'm so close to the end here. I do want to complete these out here because I think I only have a couple more. So, Harsha Tinglakar, sorry if I murdered that. You want to know, does Sandeep Prasad love you? Will he come back to you? Let's take a look here. So, Harsha, I'm seeing here, Sandeep, that with this Heart of Swords, it's the Queen of Swords, it's a balance between heart and mind. And I feel like they are a big thinker. I mean, you've got two thinking cards here. They are a lot in their head and they don't allow their heart to really live and express themselves in their current state that they're in. I do show this the Six of Swords is about movement forward. So I don't feel like they're turning backward. I feel like they're so focused on the mind that the mind just keeps them moving towards new goals and new things, and I feel like very outward focused. So the picture they have in my mind is someone with a huge head with like one of the brainiac aliens, and they have a little caged heart that the heart doesn't get to express itself. And so I feel like that if there's love in there, it's not allowed to express it, because I feel it's silent. And I feel like with that Six of Swords, they're just moving forward. It's like a ship forward. So I don't feel like they'll come back. And I'm quite honestly feel like it's a good thing for you, because what your heart wants is someone that allows themselves to feel and to express emotion, um, and you deserve that. And I feel like they won't be able to give that to you, um, for many years, because I don't feel like they're going to really do a heart work until they learn the hard way, I feel. And so it'll be years before they let uncage their heart and let their heart out. And you deserve something much sooner. So, when people are moved out of our lives, people don't leave us, people are moved out of our lives on purpose, for a purpose, to make space for what's truly in alignment with our higher heart, with what our soul wants. and it clears the path for us to move forward. So I say, cut the strings, let it go, because you have something so much more in alignment with what you deserve in the future. So that's what they have for you, Harsha. Hang in there. I know it's raw, but it is for you. It's just hard to see it right now, but you will see it very sooner than later. Absolutely. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. Just continue looking down here. Yay, Rhonda. All right. Thank you so much, Pranjit, for being a new subscriber and liking. And thank you guys so much for all of you that have given the video a thumbs up. It does help my channel grow, and it helps spread the Zen love. So thank you for being part of the love tsunami. Greatly appreciate that. Let me take a look here. So Sudeshni Nadu. We are getting here. Sudeshni. So does N have any remorse or regret what he did to you and the kids? Is he still narcissistic? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you have gone through that. Let's take a look here. Yeah, usually I know those narcissistic, they're such fearful beings. They're like little children in adult bodies. They tend not to regret because they are so scared. Even though they look like they're not scared on the outside, they are very scared on the inside. Let's take a look here. Yeah. So this represents, here's the devil card, which is very much their fears being thrown in front of their face. And you got 2 5s as well, where they have internal conflict. So definitely this is exactly what we were talking about here, is that, they have these all these fears that are busting around inside their head. And there's this fear energy that just keeps them in this loop of fear, this firestorm over and over again. Because every moment with the 2 of Wands is whatever they focus on is what grows and expands. And because of their childhood, of how they were treated, and they're in this constant mode of fear. It's just like they feed their fears, it's like their fear is a huge hurricane and they don't know how to get out of it, right? It's going to take something huge in their life to really, really snatch them out and into the eye of the storm for them to really get out of their fears. They're just in this hurricane. So it's not that, like, inside, if they ever come out of fear and they're able to sit, they would have remorse and regret because they would return to an adult mind. But when they're in fear, they revert to like a 2-year-old that feels unsafe and out of control. And they felt this way their entire life since they were very, very young. They have never been able to get out of fear. They've lived a life of perpetual fear. And so just know that, the higher self behind this character is an unconditionally loving, powerful being that played this character down here. And someday we'll understand, why did I want to experience this? Why did I want this character to be in my life, and my children? Why did they choose to have that, father in this part of their life? And also, why did they choose you as their mother? Someone who is able to be strong for them and to teach them so much, right? So they chose you as their mother because of how powerful and nurturing you are, and to help balance the father they chose, because they chose them on purpose for a purpose. Someday we'll see it all. Maybe not even in this lifetime. Sometimes I think it's going to take us to be on the other side, looking back and going, okay, now I know why. But down here, sometimes it's hard for our human to understand, why would I want this to happen for me? why did I ask this to happen for me? Because life doesn't happen to us, and that's what's hard sometimes to look through, but it happens for us. And it's like, how much stronger, who am I today because of it? And how would I not be who am I today if I didn't have it? Can be empowering some way too. So I know it's a very rough situation, definitely. So hang in there. Hopefully that helps a little bit, just knowing that they're this little 2-year old hurting little boy that was just doing whatever they felt they had to do to feel safe and secure, which when we do that, we're not doing intelligent things. The 2-year-old really isn't intelligent yet, not compassionate, not emotionally developed. And that's who they were. They have never been able to develop because of it. So hang in there, Sudeshni. Many blessings to you. That's what they want you to know right now. All right. Right. I think I just want to make sure I'm not passing anyone up here. Whoops. Yes, much love to you, Sudeshni. Oof. Oh, thank you so much, Nadine. Hats off to your efforts. Absolutely. The amount I charge for paid readings, if you look in the description box of the video, it's like towards the bottom. If you're interested in a reading, there's a variety of different pricing in there. And I can even post it here. I think I have it here. Do I have it here? Maybe. Let me see here if this will fit in here. Yeah, so here's the personal recorded readings. And then I also have live virtual session, which of course are more expensive, but those are those. So thank you for inquiring with that, Needy. And let me just see here. I think I'm almost to the bottom here. Let me just make sure. I kind of lost my space, my place. Okay, so that was that one. Thank you for your patience. I'm just reading through some comments here. All right, so Benita Bala, hello. And so what does M.O. think of you professionally? You sometimes train under him. All right, let's take a look here. All right. I like this. They have the Chariot card is a very powerful card because it's about victory, it's about abundance, it's about movement, and it's about choices too. So I really like that because it really is like, for me, it's this, that when there are choices to be made, you make very intelligent and powerful choices, and you move on things when they need to be moved on. But on the other side, you have the movement of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight out of them all too, which I like. I like that these came in together because though they seem contradictory, the message is that they see that you make choices quickly that need to be made and you make them well, which end up in a positive way, but you also know when to wait on making choices and to have patience to allow certain things to unfold too. So it's a very respectable type of energy that they feel of you professionally. So I like that, because that's important. If we're always moving fast on stuff, sometimes we need to wait on stuff till we have enough information or know when to leap and when to pause, right? And so I like that. It's a very positive energy that they have coming in there for you. Very good. All right. Yeah, I'm very glad that you are not in that situation anymore. Yeah. Hard one to impress. Very good. Very good. Yeah, sometimes spirit can be very just here, they want to tell us like it is and give us what we is best for us, right? Um, Sometimes they're a little more gentler depending on a situation, but a lot of times they're just like, you know what, you want the truth, right? And I'm like, yeah, just give it to me. Blah. So I love it. So I actually reached the bottom. I know I've been on for 3.5 hours. Um, but I wanted to complete this. And before everyone goes, too, if you missed it in the beginning, I do have a weekly giveaway. And so here's the link to the video for that. Every Monday, I have a drawing. I put out videos on Tuesday telling for the next Monday's drawing. For the next 2 Mondays, I'm continuing to celebrate reaching 1,500 plus subscribers on YouTube. So I'm celebrating by giving back to all of you lovely individuals. A 1 hour personal recorded reading, drawing, and then also 5 15-minute personal recorded readings. And I'll be doing that this Monday and next Monday. So you still have a couple days left to get into this drawing for this Monday. And so just watch the video to tell you how you can enter. And I love giving away stuff. So it's definitely my pleasure and my honor. If you want more messages, check out my playlist. I put out a lot of pick a cards over a variety of subjects and also monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign and some other videos too. So thank you guys so much for being here and for your patience as I made my way down the list. I am always blown away by your hunger and your thirst to hear from spirit and seeking after the spirit world. So I will be back here in about 4.5 hours for my evening session, and I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and as well as tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain. I'm here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings, I also go live at 11 a.m. So that is what we have for today. Thank you guys so much again for all your love, all your support, all the likes, all your comments. All of that just helps spread the love to the world. So thank you for being part of my soul family and the tsunami of love that we send out to the world. Until I see you guys again, have a great rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you're at in the world. Until I see you again, much love to you, and you guys take care. We'll see you soon. It's 2 a.m. in India. Go to bed. We'll see you guys.